Hello, everyone, everybody. I already messed that up. Oh my God. Hello, everyone. It's your lovely host, Simone. It has been a while. And welcome back to I Was Thinking. Today, Nafis is not here with me, but if you've been listening to us for a while, we have a special used to be host, but now guest with us. I've really missed her. I've missed recording with her. It is the lovely Macy. Yay! It's been so long, Macy.
Right? I did not remember how to do this. Very nervous.
It's okay. Neither do I, apparently. But yeah,
it's fine.
Today is kind of like a special episode. So I just figured, why not bring her back? If you can obviously tell by the title, it's the K-pop game that we do. And we're going to focus specifically on BTS's solos, who also try to cheer not only us, but hopefully everyone else up, since they're all gone now. They're all enlisted now. Yeah. So the day had finally come. But yeah.
The sooner they enlist, the sooner they'll come back. So it's all good.
Exactly. We're all highly anticipating 2025. So I'll say this now, because I know me and Nafis need to get together to rework how we're going to do the podcast in general. I'm recording this a little bit early, but I'm going to release this as an end of the year, special episode. So I don't know what's going to happen as far as this game continues on, because, Nafis doesn't really listen to K-pop like that, like me. And I know Macy has been busy. She could talk about what she's been up to if she wants to in a minute. And I'm not sure if Brianna wants to. But if this is going to be the last episode of the K-pop game, I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else besides Macy. And with BTS, we started this together with BTS. And yeah, I'm just excited to, if it is the end, to end it with my best friend, who also got me down this rabbit hole and ruined my life.
Oh, no.
And I have surpassed her in standing of BTS. So
you really have. I'd like to do this more. It's just I moved in with my girlfriend, and we just have a very small space. And
congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. It's going really well, and it's been about 10 months at this point. But things have been really crazy at work. We've lost 3 people quit, and then some guy got fired, and it's just so there's only 4 of us that can actually groom, and we have 2 bathers. So we are just overbooked and overstressed, and when I get home I don't want to do anything.
Completely understandable. I mean, yeah, there's a lot going on, not only in America but in the world. We've already done 2 episodes on it. It's always and forever not only just free Palestine, because as we learned about Palestine after what happened, learning about other, genocides and just colonialism and occupations going on, in Sudan, in the Congo. And I know I'm missing a lot of other places. So as I always been saying, we are not free until we're all free. 2024 is going to be a very interesting year, especially with our politics. And like I said, everything's going on. We're not going to talk about that, but I just wanted to say that because, we see you guys. And with our reworking of this podcast, I want to try better at at least raising awareness and ways to help. So again, I'm going to talk about that with Nafis later on, but I just wanted to say that also at the beginning of the episode.
Okay, I just wanted to come in and say something after I just said this. This episode's already going to be long enough, so it is what it is. At the moment when I was recording this, I was mostly worried about time and trying to make sure I got all the information I spent weeks on researching out. When it comes to the documentaries that I mentioned, especially the ones being on Disney Plus, I hope in no way, shape, or form it seems like I'm trying to promote them. I'm just trying to give out the facts that these are the documentaries and these are the platforms that they're on. I got rid of my Disney Plus. One, because really early on, they donated either $1 or $2 million. They donated money. It doesn't matter how much, but they donated to Israel. And also, if you've been listening to us for a while, if you cannot tell, I have gripes with Disney. I always have. Again, I think it's because I live in Florida. And not only that, I went to college where a lot of the students I was going to college with worked at the parks because I was in school for hospitality. Just hearing their stories about workers turned me off. Something about Disney always didn't sit right with me, even as a kid, but I could never really explain what about Disney made me uncomfortable. And also just during the writers and actors strike, especially the current CEO, the way he was just talking and like disrespecting the people who are the reason you are able to have millions and millions of dollars in your pocket just turned me off completely from that company. Also, another gripe I have with Disney is just the way they disrespect not only cartoons, but just like the whole animation industry in general. And I'm pretty sure they got rid of their animation department, if I'm understanding correctly, like as far as the ones who actually do 2D drawn out like cartoons. Could have sworn they got rid of like that whole department either in 2019 or the early beginning of the pandemic. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's just wild to me, especially the whole reason that Disney is because of a cartoon animated mouse. Like, how does that make sense? I think the Marvel money really got them, I don't know, blindsided or something. I don't know. But it's like not even just Mickey, but it's like other cartoon shows and movies like The Lion King, the Disney princesses. Like, I could go on, but that was their start. That was their root. And for the way they've been disrespecting that industry makes me so mad. I know at least on the official BTS movement, they are a pressure company, but still, whatever I can do to not put money into Disney, I'm going to try. I know it's hard. And I still have my Hulu account, but I think I'm going to get rid of it anyway. And I also believe, I thought I heard Hulu and Disney are going to be merging in 2024. So I cannot stop anyone who has Disney Plus or want to keep their Disney Plus to watch BTS content. I am just making it aware that I don't have it. I am not going to repurchase it, especially with everything that's going on. I know there are other hint ways you can watch it if you really want to watch the documentary. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that because I was going back and editing this and it seems like I'm promoting Disney Plus and that's not what I'm trying to do at all. Again, I'm still trying to learn effective ways to truly boycott because that's the least that I can do since right now I'm just not in a financial... Actually, just because of right now, I don't live in an area where there are any type of protests anyway, so that's one. I'm trying to help spread awareness as much as I can. That's the least I can do, even if just one other person hears it. And right now, just because of my own financial status, I feel like boycotting would be the most effective way for me to show some type of solidarity, as well as continuing to spread awareness and to let other people know places they can help, places they can donate if they have the funds, things like that. And I'm going to be honest, if most people weren't aware, especially if they're not on Twitter, that also goes in with Hybe and Weverse. I have been seeing a lot of armies it hasn't been as successful, but try to push for a boycott for Hybe and Weverse. You can go on Twitter for more information on that. I'm just letting y'all know, especially with their work with Scooter Braun. Okay, I'm going to say his name. I really don't care. But yes, I just wanted to say that. So let's go ahead and get back into this episode.
But yes, Macy, we feel you, especially with the job market that's going on right now, especially since we keep getting lied to our face that it's like, oh, it's the best that it's ever been. And like, there are so many jobs. Yeah, I just saw an article that homelessness is at the highest it's ever been. Like, I'm pretty sure since the existence of this country, it went up like 12%.
Yeah, it's pretty bad right now. I know I can only speak to my specific field because I'm in a very specific like niche of like what I do. And right now, the demand for groomers is really high because it's such
That's interesting, because I never thought of that.
Yeah, it's such a stressful job that people don't, and it's a physical job, so people don't tend to stay in it for like a very long time. It's like, oh, I'll do this for 5 to 10 years and then I'm going to do something else. Which, I mean, I plan on making it my forever career. Me and Carmela definitely want to do like our own like mobile business. But it's just people... I think it has a lot to do with like the doodle craze, and I could go on a whole rant about how doodles are unethical and the people who own them suck.
Yeah, the last time you were here, you kind of slightly went on a rant,
yeah. But so I think the problem is that people who are uneducated in owning dogs in general during COVID purchased doodles, and they didn't socialize them because everyone is at home, and they didn't train them, and they didn't take them to the groomers for the first year of their life because nobody was doing anything. Like, people were doing at-home grooms and all that. So now we are getting these 2 to 3 year old dogs whose parents know nothing about their dog, and their dog is psycho, and they're super rude because we can't keep their dog at 2 to 3 inches long because they're matted from head to toe. So it's just like, it's like a cycle of like, I'm trying to help your dog, I'm trying to educate you. No, you hate me and my dog, you just hate doodles. You just want to make money. Like, it just goes back and forth between like the customers being really upset with you and you're just trying to help. So I don't think people stay in it a long time because people are just so rude and just like, I'm trying to help you. And I love all dogs. It's not the dog's fault. I just have a lot of reasons why I think that they shouldn't be bred, and the people who are breeding them are really unethical and not taking care of them and not educating the people who are buying them. So, and they're charging $3,000 to $5,000 for a mixed breed. It's not a breed. It's a mixed breed with a funny, commercialized name on it. So it's just, gets me annoyed, but
that's understandable. And because we both love animals, we can go on a whole different rant and podcast about especially how you mentioned purchasing them for that much money.
Right. And like, I'm a big proprietor of purchasing dogs from ethical breeders, because purchasing dogs from people who are doing it right is the only way dogs are going to survive. Like, you can't just adopt, because eventually those dogs are going to die out. And if we're not breeding dogs, we're just not going to have dogs anymore. So if you adopt responsibly and you shop responsibly, dog culture will be healthy and in a good light, and we will keep getting the breeds that we know and love, that have jobs, that, have purposes, and then, of course, adopting animals who just need help. And so, like, it's a good balance. You need people who are going to adopt, and you need people who are going to shop responsibly. But these, like, commercialized puppy mills, is what it is, are pumping out all of these dogs, and 50%, if not more, end up in shelters anyway. So it's not helping the problem by shaming people who are purchasing dogs. You just need to be purchasing dogs responsibly and doing your research and making sure that the people who are breeding them are good people and are doing all the things that they need to be doing. So there's my TED Talk.
There's Macy's TED Talk on having dogs, and honestly just pets in general. Pets and children I would consider part of like an oppressed group, don't you think? Especially children. Oh God, we don't have time to talk about this. Let's go on to the game because we're going to be here forever. But yes,
just
free all oppressed people.
Right? The last thing I have to say about that is I feel like you should get a high school diploma in pet owning and a college master's degree in children owning to have either of them.
Lord.
Because people just be having babies and buying pets that they just don't
like I
need.
said, we don't got time to talk. That's a whole nother podcast, BC.
Right?
It's a whole other podcast. Not even just having the children, and especially with everything happening, like ever since they overturned Roe versus Wade, it's just
oh my God. No, that's a whole nother thing.
Like I said, we need to move on because this is not what this episode's about. Other than that, though, have you been good?
Yes, I'm good. We basically live in a tiny home, which is why I said we don't have a lot of space. It's basically a shed. We call it our shed. So, if we do this game again, which I don't want to say that it's going to end, just to be optimistic about maybe, even if it's a once a year kind of thing that we do, I will just have to figure out a different way to do it. And it might be like doing it on my laptop instead on the bed or whatever. And also having so many animals because you got two animal lovers together and we each had a shit ton of animals to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not as bad as you would think because like her dog spends most of his time at on her parents' side. And then cats are they sleep all day. Like, they're not really running around being crazy and stuff. So, like, for the most part, they are... If you're going to have a shit ton of animals, cats are, like, easier to handle than, like, a bunch of dogs. And little mama just wants all my attention right now. She keeps jumping on my lap. So if you hear purring or things falling in the background, it's all of my 8 cats.
That's fine. And you already warned me, but still, I'm glad to hear that you're doing well.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let us go ahead and begin. So like I said, we are playing the K-pop game, doing BTS's solos, and we have done, like I just said, BTS was the first group that we experimented in a way on this game. So you can go back. I believe they're like early 2021 to listen to them. Full warning, it is a little bit chaotic, especially because we didn't know what we were doing. And that was my first time, at least the very first episode, learning how to edit, because I had someone helping us edit and then I took over. So it's not the cleanest, but you hear me improve. So yeah. Also, before we actually start the game, we are going to, share our end of the year Apple replays. That's what they're called, of 2023.
So, pause for just a second. I didn't think about this beforehand, but 2 of my oh wait, no. Okay, never mind. I think it'll be okay. 2 of the my top albums are 2 of the albums that we're going to be doing. So I was worried that I would give away what my favorites might be, but the songs are not. So
well, I'm giving it away because mine are. So
okay.
But you already wrote down and locked in your answers, so no changing. I'm gonna just say that right now. I'm gonna reveal myself, especially for one specific member.
Well, I already know who that's gonna be.
Yes. So
okay. I just wanted to mention that in case we didn't want to spoil it, but
it's fine. Like I said, we haven't talked in so long, so this is more going to be to see what your taste is than me getting upset that I got it wrong, because I don't know. And if you've listened to us play this game before, Macy is a unicorn, so it's what I think may be her top songs, it's the complete opposite. And I was excuse me? And there are some songs where the same on, but I keep forgetting. I don't know.
Also, my replay is going to be very different than it was last year. Not extremely different, but I think my replay last year was mainly K-pop, where this year, my girlfriend has highly influenced what I've been listening to, because we're just in the car together a lot. And a lot of her music is 2000s alternative, which I also love. So I had a lot of these songs already on my playlist, but I've been listening to it way more because she's not a K-pop person, so I don't subject her to it when we're in the car together, which she doesn't care. She's play whatever you want to play. I don't care. But I don't know. I just I've been listening to a lot more of what I would consider her music lately. That's going to be a little different than what I talked about last year. There's the same K-pop groups that were there to begin with, though, so.
Yeah. I mean, I guess spoiler alert for me, mine's heavily not only just K-pop, it's going to be heavily BTS. Y'all should know me by now, especially if you followed my TikTok, which I didn't mention on the podcast, but my original TikTok did get banned because they didn't like me sharing too much about what's happening in Palestine. So I had to make a whole new one. So Macy, I'm going to have you go first for everything, even when we play the game. Okay. So tell us, starting off with your top artist of the year.
So top 15 artists, starting with 15 is a band called Me Without You. 14 is Greta Van Fleet. 13 is The Boys.
The K-pop group The Boys?
Yeah.
Okay.
12 is Epic High, which I assume is from the game that we played because I haven't really listened to them since.
Probably.
Number 11 is GOT7. Number 10 is Girls' Generation. Number 9 is Billie Eilish. Number 8 is ATEEZ. Number 7 is Paramore. Number 6 is Eric Nam. Number 5 is Monsta X. Number 4 is Hayley Williams. Number 3 is Stray Kids. Number 2 is Bad Omens. And number 1 is, of course, BTS.
What?
because every year since I've known them, it's been BTS.
Since 2018?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like technically, you'll see next that my songs are not technically any BTS songs, but I listen to BTS as a majority so much that they're still my top artist.
Because even if you listen to like solo songs, like from earlier albums, you know, it's listed under BTS, so it's going to count. Yeah.
Alrighty. So
I'm surprised Girls' Generation is on there. Is it because of the game?
No.
Or you just really like them?
It's because of Forever One, that specific album.
We're gonna go back and forth, so I'm gonna go next to 15. Yeah, we're gonna ping pong this, like Hyuna and Dawn, who are not together anymore. Oh. Did the ping pong dun 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 dun
Are they actually
dun?
not together anymore? I didn't know that.
You didn't know they broke up?
I didn't know that. That's so sad.
Oh, girl, they've been broken up for a while.
Aw, I liked them,
but now they left Psy's company, but the new company they're under the same company again. So it's like they're still around each other. I don't think it was a messy breakup or anything. And I think Dawn is off in the military now. Yes. Anyway, wish them both the best of luck. Yeah. So now it is my turn. So my top 15, starting with 15, is Jimin of BTS. Number 14 is the rapper Lotto. And I'm going to be honest, because I really don't listen to Lotto like that, but I think it's because the song she's featured on, especially in my top songs, just to give a hint. Number 13 is another rapper named Snow, The Product. I feel like I've talked about her before. Really like her. She's a Mexican-American rapper. Number 12 is my girl, Megan Thee Stallion. Justice for Megan Thee Stallion. Y'all better leave her alone. I'm tired of y'all talking about Megan Thee Stallion the way you do. She doesn't do anything to anybody. Okay, moving on. Number 11 is a girl group called Citizen Queen. I've also talked about them before. I really like them. Wishing the best for them. Hope they get bigger. Number 10 is Blackpink. Number 9 is Stray Kids. Number 8 is Jungkook. Number 7 is ATEEZ. Number 6 is August D / Yoongi / Suga from BTS. Number 5 is J-Hope from BTS. Number 4 to throw in the mix is Beyonce. I know that's from Renaissance. Until at least August, I was heavily listening to Renaissance. Number 3 is Epic High. And I actually do listen to them a lot more, especially after the game, than you do. This should be no surprise to anyone. Number 2 is RM from BTS. And number 1 as well, going strong for 5 years since 2018, it is BTS. Yeah!
God, it's just BTS chokehold. It's never going away.
Oh, Lord, it is never going away. I never thought I'd be here. Like I said, I just wanted to learn their names for you because I was like, oh, Macy's really into them. Let me be a good friend. If she ever talks about them around me, I'll at least know who she's talking about. And look where I am now. God, I don't know what 18 or 20-year-old me would think when she looks at 26-year-old me right now.
That's a scary number. 26. I'm about to be 27 in less than a month.
You are. It's okay, girl. You still have a lot of life as long as the world doesn't end yet.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right, moving on. Top songs.
Okay, so my number 15 top song is ILYSB, which stands for I Love You So Bad by Woosung, Deepol, Mellow Kitchen, and a Korean artist that is written in Hangul and I don't know how to pronounce. And then,
from the Rose?
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 14 is Amagadala. Is that how you say that?
I don't know either. I was hoping you knew.
He kind of says it fast in the song.
Is it Agmadala?
I don't know.
I
don't know. Suga.
We don't know our own language.
Right?
No, it's Agmadala, right? I don't know. I don't know how they say it.
I don't know. You know what I'm talking about, but obviously, but
yes, from D-Day.
Yeah. Number 13 is Set Me Free Part 2 by Jimin. Number 12 is The Funeral by Band of Horses. Number 11 is Running Out of Time by Paramore. Number 10 is Some Say by Adam Yolnicki. I don't think I've pronounced that right, but and then number 9 is The Death of Peace of Mind by Bad Omens. Number 8 is Light My Love by Greta Van Fleet. Number 7, Wildfire by Eric Nam, because I love that song. Number 6 is Take What You Want by Post Malone featuring Ozzy Osbourne. Number 5 is The Gray by Bad Omens. Number 4 is Just Pretend, also by Bad Omens. Number 3 is Liar by Paramore. Number 2 is Villain by Girls' Generation. And number 1 is Familiar Feeling by a artist called Kate the Dreamer.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, BTS wasn't in there at all, correct?
Well, I have.
Well, I meant like group songs.
No group songs.
Yeah.
But I think I've been like obsessing about certain songs. Obviously, I've played them a lot, but overall, I think I just listen to BTS as a group, like as a whole.
Yeah.
I just don't put their songs on repeat as much. Like I tend to just put my playlist on shuffle and then I'll skip or, repeat certain songs. I think I've been listening to a lot of their music. I just haven't been repeating those songs to get them on this top 15 list. So, but overall, the majority of what I listen to, I guess, is BTS.
Yeah.
So as far as like hours for but they have a ton of music. So
they do.
Even if you listen to their whole discography once through, it's probably way more than all of my other music combined.
Very true. Very true. Okay, so I am next. So my top 15 songs of the year, we're going to start with number 15. It is Pink Venom by Blackpink. Number 14 is Hypnotic featuring Derek King by Miles Parrish. That was in my top 5 last year, so it just got knocked down to 14. Number 13 is, I know how to say this, I just don't know if I should say it with like emphasis. It's Tom. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, like with August D featuring J-Hope. Yeah. I don't know why I got stuck on that. Number 12 is You Wish by Flyana Boss. I'm also hoping the best for those girls' careers. Number 11 is Eve, Psyche, and the Blue. It's cut off. Hang on. How do you actually, what is the full name of this song? It's the song by LE SSERAFIM.
I don't know.
It's Eve, Psyche, and the Bluebeard's wife.
That makes no
by
sense
LE SSERAFIM. It doesn't, especially when you hear the song. Have you not heard the song?
Mm-mm.
No, not the I'm a mess.
Nope.
I'm a mess in distress, but we're still the best dressed. Fearless, say yes. Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on with me today. I'm very hyper, apparently. But yes, that is number 11. I love that song.
It's not a group on my feed, so I don't know.
Oh, girl, you need to get into some LE SSERAFIM. I actually really like them. I also like New Jeans, but I really like LE SSERAFIM.
Mm-hmm.
Number 10 is On Pon Man by BTS. I've been listening to On Pon Man a lot. I've really missed them. Number 9 is Rover by Kai from EXO. Mm-hmm. Number 8 is Not Today by Snow the Product featuring Juicy J. 7 is Shut Down by Blackpink. 6 is Arson by J-Hope. And this is where I start getting exposed. I mean, I've already been exposed, but so number 5 for me is All Day with Tableau off of Indigo by RM. Number 4 is Closer with Paul Blanco. And I don't know how to pronounce her name. I believe it's, is it Malia? I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, but yes, Closer from Indigo by RM. Number 3 snuck up on me. It is Come Back Home by BTS because as we record this, it's only been about a week. When I put this out, it'll be about 3 weeks, but it doesn't matter. I'm sick and tired. I'm already ready for them to come back home. Like, I'm sick and tired of this. I'm ready for BTS to come back home.
Right.
And side note also, just a quick side note. I don't know who I need to beg. I don't know who I need to hope and manifest is listening to this for this to get out to the right people, the people that have connections, the people that can translate this for me. It doesn't matter. Can someone please convince BTS for the return union to put this song on the set list? I'm begging. I might be the only person that's begging. I don't care. Not only do I need this to be on the set list, I need this to be the opening song.
That would be really funny. That would be something that they would do, I think.
Would you? I can literally sit here and imagine just like it being a cheeky way of like BTS saying, you know, they're back from the military. It's time for the rest of Army to come back home to the magic shop. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not part of the team. They have a whole creative team that can write the script, or one of them can ad-lib it. I don't care. But like after the VCRs and the lights go down and the main VCR comes on, I need to hear this song.
Yeah.
I need Come Back Home to be the opening song for that 2026 realistically reunion tour. Mm-hmm. So whoever hears this, it can make that happen. Y'all see where BTS are now. Like, I'm pretty sure So Taiji will gladly give them the rights, the license, whatever they need to pay or not pay to perform this. The only time they've performed this song was, I think, the Fourth Mustard. That's how I found it when I bought it, not knowing what it was. I don't think they performed this version with him during his like 25th anniversary, which is the reason why they like remade it. I think if my memory like is correct and someone can, you know, correct me, they performed the original version, but I don't think they ever performed this version except once. And it could be in a melody. I don't care. I just need to hear it. Please. J-Ball, like, please. I'm begging. Okay, rant over. Also, I would like to hear Cypher 4. Okay, Cypher 4 is underrated. Please. While I am begging, Come Back Home, Cypher 4. Those are at least my top two I need to hear live. Mm-hmm. Okay, moving on. I had to get that out there. I've been holding that in for like the more I listen to it. I'm like, you know, I would just love to hear this live. And what better way than when they come back,
right?
Telling us to come back home. So number 2, I have Lonely off of Indigo RM, and my number 1 most played song of the year is 7 by Jungkook and Lotto. So that's why I said I think Lotto is up there top 15 because of how much I've listened to 7. I've listened to 7 a lot. The question
is, are you listening to the clean version or the explicit version, Simone?
Oh, bitch, the explicit version. Listen, all day, every day. Okay? So yes, those are my top songs. God, I love 7. That's my song. Okay. Now it is your turn and the last one, which is the albums. Yes.
Yeah. So my top album starting with 15 is number 15 is Rockstar by Stray Kids. Number 14 is No Easy by Stray Kids. Number 13 is Hollywood's Bleeding by Post Malone. Number 12 is Lucky Man by Bobby, because I'm obsessed with that album and I listen to it on a weekly basis. I think that was on my top albums last year too, but
I don't remember, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel like it was, or at least one of the songs was.
If we discussed it, I'd have to go back, but I don't remember you talking about your top albums last year on recording.
Right. Number 11 is The Battle at Gardensgate by Greta Van Fleet. Number 10 is Ordinary by Stray Kids. Number 9 is Face by Jimin. Number 8 is This Is Why by Paramore. Number 7 is Petals for Armor by Hayley Williams. Number 6 is D-Day by August D, or Suga. And then number 5 is There and Back Again by Eric Nam. Number 4 is When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go by Billie Eilish. Number 3 is Emails I Can't Send by Sabrina Carpenter. Number 2 is Forever One by Girls' Generation.
Oh my God, Macy, you have become, what are their fans called again? I forgot.
I don't know. I don't know if I can call myself a fan, because like that's the only album I listen to, but I listen to it a lot. And number 1 is The Death of Peace of Mind by Bad Omens. That's my number 1 album that I have listened to.
Well, good selection. Very diverse. And I see what you meant earlier by a lot of early 2000s.
Yeah. Her favorite artist is Hayley Williams from the band Paramore, obviously.
Yeah.
Which I love her too. She's a great artist. She's got a great voice.
Nice. Okay, so for mine, number 15, and I think it's because when we used to play the game, because I don't think I listened to that many songs off this album, but it's the Black Swan songs by Epic High. Number 14 is The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, Epilogue by BTS. 13 is 333, the deluxe version by Tinashe. 12 is The World, Episode 2. I don't know why this keeps cutting off. What is the full album? Hang on. It's by ATEEZ. It's the one with Bouncy on it. You haven't heard?
I may have heard it, but I'm not really sure.
I'm gonna need to catch you up on some ATEEZ. It's like their latest release after the one they just released, like literally last week. So yeah, slow it down, make it bouncy.
It doesn't ring a bell.
Oh, okay. I'll send you the link. Catch you up. But yes, that's that album. I actually really like that album as well. It's number 12. Number 11 is Shoebox by Epic High. Number 10 is Click by Citizen Queen. Number 9 is Love Yourself Tear by BTS. Number 8 is Golden by Jungkook. Number 7 is Remapping the Human Soul by Epic High. That one has to be from the game, because another one that I haven't really listened to that much, but I have been listening to a lot of Epic High music. It's not from that album, but it's number 7. Number 6 is Layover by V or Taeyong from BTS. Number 5 is Face by Jimin of BTS. Number 4 is Renaissance by Beyonce. Number 3 is Jack in the Box by J-Hope of BTS. Number 2 is D-Day by Augusty/Suga from BTS. And also, this should not come as a surprise to anybody. My number 1 is Indigo by RM.
No hiding who your biases.
Still has me in a chokehold to this very day. I had posted a clip of when we first talked about it on the TikTok for its 1-year anniversary. So if you want to know my feelings about it, if it's not obvious from what we just revealed, you can head over to our TikTok and listen to that. So yeah, definition of fangirling.
Right.
And I can't wait for his new project that he was recording before he enlisted. I'm not sure if it's going to come out while he's enlisted, like anytime next year when he comes out, but we'll see. But yeah, we are excited for that. So good raps, Macy, good raps. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the game. So we're not trying to be here forever. We already been here for a bit, but we're not trying to be here forever, guys. I'm not going to go over the whole history of BTS. I have said it before. I always felt bad because we started the game with them and we didn't do that. But again, in my mind, I just think everyone already knows them. And especially the past 2 years, like I've really woken up, especially being on TikTok, realizing how many like new fans they had, garnished between 2020 and 2021. So I'm just going to give facts about the group and each individual member after the Festa dinner in 2022. We already, oh my God, I'm already stumbling. We had already kind of did an episode talking about the Festa and the Festa dinner as well as Proof. The title is called Celebrating Chapter 1 of BTS if you want to go back and listen to that before you listen to this. But as far as facts that I wrote down, it just starts from there until they enlisted. So gonna talk about the group first because there were some things that came out under the group. And then as far as the members, we're going to do it as far as I'm going to give facts about the individual member and then we'll play the game right then and there and then move on. So when we do Jin, who's going to be the first one, going to talk about what he did before he enlisted and then play the game and then move on to the next member, if that makes sense. You'll get the flow when we start doing it. Before we start, Macy, how do you feel about the game in general? Because we haven't played, I think, since Epic High, which was all the way back in March. So we're both a little bit out of practice.
I think, I don't know. I mean, I have never been like, for whatever reason, I've never been as good as guessing your BTS as I'm good at guessing like other things that we've done.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I just based on your recap, I feel like I'm right about some of it, but I'm very wrong about others of it. So
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I felt like iffy about it to begin with. Some of the stuff I feel like we're going to be similar on, and then some of the stuff I think we're going to be opposite on. So
same here, and especially listening to your recap, especially when it comes to Yoongi, I was like, damn it, like I already know I'm way off. I just have a feeling, yeah. So I'm not gonna be too upset. I'm just gonna be like, oh, so these are her favorite
it's just for
songs.
fun.
Yeah.
It's always just been for fun, but
Exactly.
it's always kind of fun to win too.
That as well, even though we've gotten to the point we're not gonna win anything, but it's just for bragging rights. Okay. So let us get started. So I also tried to write down nicknames and other names. I don't think I got all the members, and there are some that I'm unfamiliar with. So I'm just going to let y'all know the ones that I am familiar with. Oh, also, I'm going to try my best. I did write down, like some Hangul to get better at practicing speaking Korean. And my latest TikTok video, I had said, since I've been trying to study since I got into BTS, I do want to get better at it. And one of my biggest fears is just speaking it, because I know I'm going to mispronounce just the words in general. So I'm going to try. It's part of trying to get over my fear. I apologize if I mispronounce any, names, places. And yeah, I'm trying my best here, but I just have to also put that little disclaimer in. So, on to the game. Starting with facts. BTS, aka Bangtan Soyeondan, aka Bangtan Boys, aka Bulletproof Boy Scouts, aka Beyond the Scene. And apparently that really is another name for them that they developed when they started, promoting in America in 2017. Because I've heard it, but I was like, is this really another? But yes, it is. So also known as Beyond the Scene. But technically, really, if you translate, it really is Bulletproof Boy Scouts. And you can tell because early debut, if you look at their logo literally is BTS, and it has an army vest. Before they rebranded it and made it more slick in 2017, I think, or 16. No, I think 2017. But yes. So obviously, as the majority of us know, BTS is a 7-member group that debuted on June 13th, 2013 from the company Big Hit Entertainment, who has now turned into HYBE. And I've said it before, but I will say it again. The only reason they were able to make HYBE was because of BTS. So put some respect on their name. HYBE would not be here if it wasn't for BTS. Don't try to argue with me because we all know it's true. And then this year was, special but bittersweet because since it's 2023, it is the 10-year anniversary that they've been a group since debut. But, unfortunately, because of circumstances, all the members weren't really able to celebrate because, some were in the military and some were doing solo activities. So, yeah. But on June 13th, 2023 was their 10th year anniversary as a group. Fandom name is ARMY, and I wrote it down this time. It is an acronym for Adorable Representatives MCs for Youth. And the fandom color is purple. Now, just to let newer fans know, in case we have any newer fans listening to us, when they first debuted, they didn't have an official color. So it wasn't until 2016 at their, fan meeting that we call Festa. That's, we've talked about Festa before. I don't need to rehash. You can listen to old episodes. But during Festa, and it's on the Third Mustard DVD, ARMYs did a project where they covered their ARMY bombs, which is the name of the light sticks, and they put purple plastic bags over them during ARMY time, which is, a time when they're done with the concert, but they'll come back for an encore and final speeches before they actually go. According to an account that I follow on Twitter, and they have a website as well, Dulcet Bangtan. They had said back in 2020, they had tweeted out that the purple was chosen because it suited blood, sweat, and tears, and it transmitted the light better on the light sticks. But then I also saw another tweet that said something about it represented, flowers. I'm not really sure. I wasn't a fan back then. So like fans that have been back there and know like what the actual purpose of the project was, you can let me know. But yeah, that's what Dulcet Bangtan said on their Twitter account, who was an Army translator. Also have to give our shout outs and appreciations to the Army translators because, truly been the backbone of this fandom, especially for the international fans. But the reason, it got chosen was because during that, when they saw the purple lights, it was actually V/Taeyong during his final speech where he asked the fans if they knew what the color purple meant. He said, since it's the last color of the rainbow, it meant I will trust and love you for a long time. And then, of course, in that same sentence, he said that he was joking, so he made it up. But then after everyone was done laughing, he reinforced that they loved Army and that they'll, walk together hand in hand together and just go higher into their career, manifesting that whole thing, looking where they are now. And then he ended it with I purple you. And of course, that's a phrase used now in the fandom that like armies will say to BTS and BTS will say to armies. In Korean, it's borahae or like borahae-yo if you want to be formal. You take saranghae, which means I love you, and replace it with bora, which actually means purple in Korean. So that's why it's borahae. Or if you say it in English, I purple you. So yeah, now it's their official color. And when BTS usually goes places, they'll light up the buildings purple. Like I think it was in 2019 where the Empire State Building, when they were here for Speak Yourself, they lit it up purple. Yes. The tour that never happened, Map of the Soul. I know for a fact that they were supposed to come to Orlando, Camping World Stadium, like the day they were supposed to be here, they lit up the stadium purple. So I thought that was sweet. And also there was, parts in Seoul. And I also think like Busan as well. During June for their 10-year, they lit up the city purple. So in certain areas. But yeah, that's the history on how we got our fan color purple, if you didn't know that.
Nice facts.
I'm sure Macy already knew that, but...
Yeah. The whole I purple you thing is pretty all over the place, so...
Yeah. So like I said, I am starting after the Festa dinner. So if you want to hear us talk about the Festa dinner, you can go back to the episode I mentioned earlier, celebrating Chapter 1 of BTS. So on October 15th of 2022, BTS held a free concert in Busan called Yet to Come. And it was kind of like a benefit concert that the government, I put in quotations, asked them to do in order to promote Korea and the city of Busan for the World Exposition in 2030. I still don't know what that is. I don't know if they won it or not. But yes, the concert was shown on Weverse Live when it happened, even though it crashed and I was watching it and I had to go through so many websites to try to find it. But now, at least in the US, I don't know anywhere else, you can rewatch it if you have Amazon Prime. And then the next day from that concert is when they had announced that the BTS members one by one will start terminating their extensions that they got from the government. To start enlisting into the military. So it's also interesting because I think I listened back to that episode one day to like get clips to post on socials. And it's just, I feel like we already knew. But do you remember when I said I had predicted that it was probably due to enlistment, that's why they were going on the break?
Yeah.
Yeah. So prediction came right. Yeah. I just don't know how to feel about that because I truly also think this is just my like brain and theory. I do think if like COVID never happened, the break probably would have happened earlier and they probably would have enlisted a little bit earlier. So maybe they could have been back by now. And the solos also wouldn't have been so close together because I know there was like, some people like to complain a lot just about the littlest things. But I know that was one of the biggest complaints where like the solos were so back to back, we couldn't catch a break. But I feel like when I was observing that, I was like, I don't think people are taking into consideration, one, they probably had to rework a lot because of COVID and also military enlistment. So just a food for thought from me, at least.
Why are you complaining about too many albums? that's in this world and all the problems we have, that's not something that we can...
Girl, they be complaining about too many albums. They be complaining about having to spend money on too many albums. They be complaining about the merchandise. It's just, some people are just never happy. I've just learned to kind of ignore it unless it's something serious. But anyway, So yes. So on May 12th of this year, 2023, they had also released a song as, BTS the group for a Korean animated series called Bastions. I know I'm not pronouncing that right, but yeah, for an animated series, they released an original song called The Planet. During Festa, they had also released a group song called Take Two on June 9th, 2023 for the 10-year anniversary celebration. We've been working so many ways, 가슴이 터질 것 같아. Can't you see the take two stories unfolding just for you? 너와 함께하는 청춘 지금 내 손을 잡아. Yeah, we never felt so young. Why didn't I sing this song? 서로를 맞춘다. 어둠 속에도. Yeah, we never felt so right. Running got you by my side. 함께 걷던 길 따라. Oh, we're young forever. Okay, so on July 9th of this year, BTS had also released a book called Beyond the Stories through Flatiron Books. Also remember July 9th is a special day because back in 2013, that's the day that the fandom officially got their name ARMY. So it's also kind of like a gift for ARMY for the 10 year. So according to Hollywood Reporter, it consists of 544 pages filled with interviews with the members, a behind the scenes look at their albums and music videos, and new photos. The book is in chronological order from debut that talks about their information, their formation, rise to fame, and their current hopes and dreams. So it's basically a memoir of the group from debut probably until Jin left. So, and then the author of the book, his name is Kang Myung-sok, spent his years with the group themselves to get the story. So the publishers had said that the book is a sincere, lively, and deep story that will illuminate their musical journey from multiple angles and discuss its significance. And the book also, which I think is pretty good or pretty cool, that there are QR codes inside, about like 300. So while you're reading along, there'll be like a QR code that'll link to a certain event. So like if they're talking about like their debut, there'll be a QR code that you can scan that'll go to YouTube and like show you like their debut song. So you can kind of like try to be interactive with the book. I have the book. I have not touched the book. I don't know. It's because I've been afraid to read it or what. I'll read it now since they're all gone. But yeah, I know everyone's already done their discussions and in-depth theories about the book. But yeah. AC, do you know about this book or have read this book or no?
I have not read it, no. I think I remember seeing something about it, but I don't own it and I haven't read it.
Okay. I mean, you can get it like anywhere, your local bookstore or whatever. It's not too expensive, so.
I need to go to Books A Million today to get a present for somebody, so I might pick one up so I can catch up.
Yeah, there you go. Did you see them there?
I haven't seen them there, no, but it's been a while. I think I saw online about it, but I haven't seen it in person yet. Because usually when I see new stuff about BTS on like Target shelves or whatever, I pick it up. So
yeah, I'm sure it's in there. And then on September 20th of this year, it was announced that, so the articles say BTS will renew their contract with Big Hit to go beyond 2025. And then I remember when it happened, some people were saying they already did. So I'm not sure if the remaining members before they enlisted signed and they're waiting for like Jin and J-Hope because they were the first to go to sign it, or they signed it before they left. I'm not sure, but just to let y'all know, the whole hyping of like, they're going to come back is true, and they've renewed their contract. So they're still going to be a group. We don't have to worry about like a One Direction scenario. They're not lying to us. They will be back. Also, speaking of that, I saw a couple videos through TikTok, but apparently there was a press conference. I don't remember when it happened, of Bong PD, who was like the CEO and like basically the creator of Big Hit. Talked about plans for like BTS when they come back. And he also mentioned The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, which is like their most notorious, album trilogy that I feel like really did skyrocketed, their career, because they did a bunch of like shifts of like their debut music to then. Because apparently in 2025, it'll be the 10th year anniversary of, the album series. So I guess look out for that, because I have a feeling if they drop a new album in 2025, it's going to be, you know, based off that. So that's exciting. I also forgot a majority of, you know, the story, the theories I gave up. But I don't have to worry about that too much because also look out for the K-drama that's supposed to be coming out. I don't know where you can watch it, but the drama's called Youth and it's supposed to be inspired of The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, the BTS universe, as well as the Save Me webtoon that, you know, tries to talk about that a little bit. And like the notes, if you have the little book, the notes. I'm also happy that they changed their names because that was a big problem when the drama first got announced before they cast anyone, that they were going to use their real names. And it was going to get kind of confusing because I guess people would have thought this was like, you know, a real life story about BTS when it's all fiction. So they had changed their names to the character names that's used in the Choco webtoon series. That's going to be their names for the drama. I will mention the enlistment dates of each member when we talk about each member. And before we can, you know, actually play the game, just want to let y'all know that armies have really been missing BTS so much that on December 11th, Spring Day went #1 in the US iTunes for the first time since its release, dethroning Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You, which is a really big thing, especially around this time, especially in the States. And also on December 13th, Outro Tear went #1 on iTunes for the first time since its release 5 years ago. Yeah. Also look out for a documentary coming to Disney Plus, BTS Monuments. I can't read apparently. Beyond the Star, that's coming out on the 20th. And just from clips I've seen about it, it looks like it's going to be very, very emotional. So as if we don't need to continue to cry. And if you get bored, don't worry. There's a lot of army projects going around I'm seeing online on like TikTok and Twitter. I know one of them is Project Bulletproof, where fans have come together to try to chart, you know, old songs and albums each month. And there's also another one called Army Project 529, where I think they're going to do a more like in-depth like discussion and research and lives about like each era of BTS, each album. So it's going to be interesting. I would go on TikTok. I will in the description link, or not link, but like write down their ads so you can actually get more information that talks about it. But yeah, if you're on any of those social media platforms, look out for those. And also Project Bulletproof had already pretty much started because we were able to get No More Dream on #1 on iTunes on December 15th. So they're the first K-pop group to have their debut song #1 on iTunes.
Oh, that's fun. That's really cool.
Yeah. All right. So let's get started. Our very first member that we are going to do is Jin. Real name, Kim Sok-jin. Also known as Jinny, even though I think that's just an familiar way to say his name. But yes, Kim Sok-jin, Jinny, also known as Worldwide Handsome. And my God, has it just gotten more every time I see a picture of him, because Macy, have you seen any recent pictures of him from the military? Go on his Instagram. That's all I'm going to say. Just go on his Instagram. Dear Lord. I'm not ready for them to come back. I have to try to, you know, take the good that I can. I've said this before. I try not to talk too much about their military enlistment in general because it's different because we don't live in countries that have mandatory enlistment. We also live in a country where the reason they have to do this is our fault with a lot of reasons in the world. And yeah, so always just praying for their mental and physical health. So, Jin was born December 2nd, 1992. He is the oldest member of the group. He is a Sagittarius. And I'm also going to mention their little emojis, because if you go online, if you're a newer fan, and like if you see an army translator either translate a live or like old videos, they'll use emojis to represent like who is speaking. So every time you go online, Jin is represented by a hamster. And BT21 character that they created in 2017, part of Line Friends. His character is RJ, who is an alpaca. I'm also going to mention all of their BT21s because with one of the members, their BT21 character is important. So, yes. So on August 22nd of 2002, Jin collaborated with Nexon as a special game developer for this game he really likes to play called Maple Story. I don't know much about the game, but yeah, he's obsessed with it. It has been for a while. So, and he got to collab with them, which is great. There's also a 2-episode like little, I guess, series called Office Warrior Kim Sok Jin, and it's on Maple Story Korea's YouTube channel. On October 20th of 2022, Jin appeared on Eongji, who is a rapper's YouTube drinking show. I wrote down the Korean. It's Chalingon Chwibuldo Objiman, which translates to not much prepared. I am so sorry if I butchered that in any way. But yes, he was on that show. On October 21st of 2022, the songs Tonight, Abyss, and Super Tuna were available for digital like purchasing and on official streaming services like Spotify and Apple Music and Amazon worldwide under Jin's name, because before those songs were only available on SoundCloud. So before like an official release, they release those songs. On October 28th of 2022, he released his actual official debut solo single called, I always mispronounce this word and I don't know why, The Astronaut? Because I always want to say astronaut, but it's not that. The Astronaut. Okay. Which he co-wrote with Chris Martin from Coldplay. And you can also hear Chris's voice in the background. So also kind of sounds like a Coldplay song, to me at least. So you know they had some type of influence in it. But yeah, they co-wrote that song together. And also the day the single was released, Jin flew to Buenos Aires, Argentina to perform the song with Coldplay during their Music of the Spheres World Tour, which was also broadcast live in over 70 countries. There's a cute clip where like they sing it together and they're facing each other and they're just sitting there like giggling and while trying to sing. And I'm like, I'm sorry, am I interrupting something? Like, do I need to leave? If you've never seen it, just to prepare yourselves when they perform that song, but it's cute. A variety show that he appeared on was Running Man, which is a like really long variety show that's been on Korea for a very long time. It was originally supposed to air on October 30th of 2022, but it got pushed back to November 6th due to the tragedy that happened in Itaewon on Halloween. So the whole, country was in mourning to respect the victims. November 7th is when Jin made a guest appearance on the comedian Park Myung-soo YouTube show titled How Myung-soo. On the 11th. Also, if you guys don't notice, this all happened in 2022 because, again, Jin was the first one to leave. So on the 11th, he had featured in a commercial for an instant noodle brand called Jin Ramen. I mean, Jin sponsoring Jin Ramen. It just goes together. From the 12th to the 19th, dear Lord, again, the Korean. Jin basically did a YouTube, I would say mini series. It's 4 episodes with a well-known Korean chef, Baek Jung-won, to learn the process of brewing alcohol, specifically Korean rice wine, to preserve and sustain its commercial market. And it's titled Chui Jung Jin Dam, and translated, it's Jin's traditional alcohol journey. And then on the 1st on YouTube as well, he created a new character called Wuto. And it's part of the astronauts official merch. So there is a special episode on there where Jin's kind of talking about, because I guess he helped design it. The character, his little backstory and what merch would be available. And then J-Hope makes a little guest appearance. To help him. They play a little game, and it consists of things like a doll, a body pillow, a keychain. I have the body pillow and I also have the doll. It's also funny with Wuto because I think he was created to keep us company while he was gone. Yet Wuto also disappeared when Jin disappeared. I went on the Instagram. The last Instagram post from that character was in November of 2022. So he's I am out of here. I'm also a space alien. I don't stay in one place too long. We ain't never heard from that character again. So will he make an appearance when Jin comes back? Who knows?
Right.
But RJ is the superior character anyway, so it doesn't matter. RJ is the OG.
Yeah.
Put some respect on RJ's name.
I love RJ. He's my favorite.
Yes.
BT21 characters.
And then, so that's all he did before he left. So, like I've been saying multiple times, he was the first member to leave. He withdrew his enlistment deferral request, and he officially enlisted on December 13th of 2022, and he's expected to come back June of 2024. So he should be back in about 6 months, prediction-wise. And then also his episode on Suchichwa, which we will talk about when we talk about Suga. It didn't premiere until June 10th, which was obviously pre-recorded. But it was used as a special episode for Festa. And I cried a lot. I did. I'm not going to lie. Woo. All right. Let's get on to the game. So the way the game works is we try to guess each other's favorite song. It's kind of it's not in the name. Yeah, it's kind of in the name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Point system. So if you guess the number 1 correctly, it's 30 points. If you guess the song that's in the right placement, it's 20. If it's on the list but just not in the right order, it's 10 points. And all correct from 5 to 1 is 100 points. None of us are going to get that. I've only gotten that once. Macy's been close a couple times.
It'll never happen again.
Yeah, and it'll probably never happen again. But Macy's going to go first. I'm going to guess hers, and then she's going to reveal, and then she's going to guess mine. And then I'm going to reveal. Jin does not have an official album, so what we did is we just used his 5 singles available. So we're gonna go from order, trying to guess 5 to 1 with the song Super Tuna, Tonight, Abyss, The Astronaut, and Yours, which is a OST for a drama. We usually don't add like OSTs, but since, he had limited songs, we just decided to add it. But yeah, those are the songs for Jin, at least, that we are working with. All right, Macy, you ready? Okay, so for your number 5, I had guessed Yours. 4, I put Super Tuna. 3, Tonight. 2, Abyss. And 1, The Astronaut. Why are you looking at me like that?
Am I guessing yours before I was supposed to reveal mine?
No, go ahead and reveal, and then you guess. Why? Did I get the right? Are you serious? Oh my god, wait, I got them all right.
Automatic win for Simone.
Are you serious?
Yep. Number 5 is Yours.
Oh my god.
Every day you seem too far away. Every time I do, I tell myself 이곳에서 기다리고 있어. Every night I see you in my heart. Every time I do, I end up crying. 어둠 속에 너를 불러주면.
Number 4 is Super Tuna. Number 3 is Tonight. Number 2 is Abyss.
않고 맴돌고 많이 있다 적감한 거 잠기고 싶어 가보고 싶어 I'll be there 오늘도 또 너의 주위를
And number 1 is The Astronaut.
너의 꿈이 되어 우주를 여행하는 어두운 길에 비춰주는 저
so much for saying it's never gonna happen again.
Wow. I'm speechless. I'm proud. And that's never going to happen. I know we keep saying that, but
obviously it does happen. Jeez.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm going on strong.
I mean, to be fair, there's only 5 songs, so like I think it's more likely, but
still though, because I played around with this one, like I didn't know. Mm-hmm. And I had a feeling he did like Super Tuna that much, or it was either too short. I don't know if we talked about it.
It's just a really fun, catchy song, but
yeah. Okay. So that's 100 points for me then.
Yeah. Automatic win.
No, we got 6 more albums to go.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think mine are? Dang.
Oh,
wow. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little shocked.
For your number 5, I put Tonight. Number 4, Yours. Number 3, Super Tuna. Number 2, Abyss, and I put your number 1 as Astronaut as well.
Okay. Okay, so my number 5 is actually yours. Number 4 for me is Tonight. Number 3 is Abyss. 넌 더 멀어지는 것 같아 더 깊은 바다로 들어간 건 아닐까 yeah. 저 바다 속에 날 찾아가 말하고 싶어 오늘은 널 더 알고 싶다고 yeah. Number 2 is actually where I have the Astronaut. And yes, number 1 is Super Tuna, because if I only have like 1 minute to feel some type of happiness, I'm taking it. Let's go. It's so short, but I don't care. Like, I just feel a burst of just like euphoria when I played that song. It just automatically makes so happy. I start doing the little fish wiggly dance. Like, I need a full album of this.
Right.
Okay. But yeah, I love Super Tuna. I've loved it since it came out. All right, Macy, we're going. Oh, Lord. Now that makes me nervous. Okay, we are moving on to the next member, who is going to be Suga, which I don't think a lot of us, especially fans, really refer to him as Suga anymore.
No, it's mainly Yoongi.
Yeah, so real name, Min Yoongi. Alternative name is August D, that he started using like early on with his first mixtape as like an alter ego. I know the DT stands for where he's from, which is Daegu Town. And it's Suga, backwards. So August D. I don't know any other nicknames for him. I know some people call him like Uni. There's another embarrassing nickname I wrote on here. I don't know if I should say the little meow meow one. A lot of people like calling him that.
I don't know.
I will never call him that, but I'm just letting y'all know, especially if you go on like Twitter. But yes, Yoongi. He was born March 9th, 1993. He is a Pisces. His BT21 character is Shooky, which is just like a cookie that apparently came alive, like the gingerbread man. And he's got one tooth, which I think is really cute. But yeah, Shooky. And not only just like his emoji, but I think it's in general, we compare this man to a cat. Like, he cannot get away from being compared to a cat. I think he's embraced it at this point. It's gotten to a point also where like almost every edit of him from the company, if he does something cat-like, they'll like either put cat noises in the background or like draw like little cat ears on him or just whiskers. Like, he's all embraced that he's a cat. Even his like cake for his birthday this year was a cat and some cat balloons. So if he was an animal, he'd be a cat.
Right?
So on December 5th of 2022, Yoongi released his own YouTube show called Sushi Chwa, where he invites guests, mainly like people in the industry. So like not just idols, but like actors, other Korean singers. I do think he had a Korean soccer player on there that was in whatever tournament that just happened. Did the Olympics happen this year? Girl, I don't know about sports. Or FIFA? I think it was FIFA.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're talking about FIFA. That's
okay, FIFA.
That's the big soccer tournament.
Yes. So one of the players, I think the main player from the South Korean team he had on Sushi Chwa was on there. But it's just like, you know, an interview style show where they drank alcohol. He usually has the guests bring in like their favorite drink and, you know, just chat. He tries to keep it like low key and chill, where even though it's an interview, it doesn't really feel like that. It's supposed to feel like, you know, you're just talking among friends. So his first guest of the show was Namjoon, so he can promote Indigo around that time. And also a little bit later, Yoongi had said that Sushi Chwa was created for the members to like promote their solo, you know, albums, which, you know, they could go to other places. But I think as far as a place where they feel comfortable, especially speaking to another member and probably being more free, that's why he created the show. So in January of 2023, he was announced a brand ambassador for Valentino. In the phase of, I know I'm going to mispronounce this. I don't know if is it Miezon or Mason? It's probably Miezon. Valentino Essentials campaign for the brand's menswear staple in January. In February, so on February 14th, specifically on Valentine's Day, he was on live. And then all of a sudden, when I was watching him live, because, you know, there's no translation. So like I was hopping back and forth on Twitter and watching him. And all of a sudden he kind of like looks at his phone and like lets out this scream. So we're like, what's happening? And then I go on Twitter and all of a sudden announced tour, the Suga and August D tour. I remember texting you and like Brianna and I think Nafis about it because I was freaking out. And then I ultimately, you know, wasn't able to go because of the finances. So, and he was not coming anywhere close to us. But yeah, Suga had a really big year because he went on tour. Discuss that a little bit, you know, later. But also in April, he became an ambassador or the ambassador for the NBA. I don't know how that works because he didn't become an ambassador for like a specific team for the NBA. Like I know Bam Bam from GOT7 for a while was the ambassador for the Golden State Warriors. No, Yoongi just became the ambassador of like the whole NBA. He's like, no, yeah. He's like, I'm just going to be the NBA of, or not the NBA, the ambassador of the whole, you know, sport industry for basketball. It's no big deal. Is any other celebrity like an ambassador like that? Like, because there's no like ambassadors for a football or.
I'm not really sure. I mean,
Yoongi does what Yoongi wants. Okay, I think we always all say that too. But yeah, he became a full-on ambassador, and when he was on his tour too, he went to a couple of games. So when he was there, you know, they like highlighted him and all that. So I thought that was pretty cool. On April 4th, the intro DT. Suga with the A capitalized and August D from Yoongi's 2016 mixtape, August D, was officially released on streaming services. I know when we did our rap line edition, like we were like, why isn't Augustine on streaming services? And it is because of sampling, because he sampled James Brown. It's a man's world. So they got that cleared and now it's on, streaming services and you're able to buy it. On April 9th was a pre-release from his album with the single People Part 2 or Awesome in Korean Saddam Part 2 featuring the well-known famous singer IU.
So far away you're gone, getting far away, too far away you're gone. I know I have to know, yeah. So tell me, yeah, now right and go. I know you know.
And on the 10th of April, so the next day, he appeared on IU's YouTube channel called IU's Palette, which is just another interview show. On the 17th of April was the premiere of his radio show that's on Apple Music. It's called August D Radio to promote D-Day. I haven't listened to it since it dropped because it's all in Korean, so I'll have to try to find a place where I can get the translations and probably listen to it because I just like listening to his voice. And he also had fan calls to promote his album, which, a lot of people have different things to say about fan calls. But yeah, if you're the lucky one to have bought so many albums to speak to Yoongi for only a minute, because they're only a minute long. So his actual album, which is D-Day, did drop on April 21st with the title track Hagum.
Yeah. 이 노래는 해금, yeah. 올라타봐 지금, yeah. 복잡되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금, yeah. 이 노래는 해금, yeah. 올라타봐 지금, yeah. 복잡되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금, yeah.
And along that, on Disney Plus, a documentary was dropped called Suga Road to D-Day. It's also available on Weverse, but it's basically showing Yoongi's progress and process of him creating D-Day. And he traveled around the US and I think other places too. And I think on the documentary, it started after Permission to Dance in 2021. And then there's also a Hagum dance practice video on YouTube, even though he didn't actually dance to that song during his concert. So it's kind of just there. Will we see it? I'm not sure, but it is there. It's a great dance too. It's just, hanging out. So before the tour began, Yoongi came early to the United States and he was on the Late Night Show with Jimmy Fallon. And he was actually the last person, I think, to be on that show before the writer's strike happened in the US. So, yeah. And then to promote D-Day, so for his episode of Suji Chwa, they actually got Namjoon to interview him. So he was the host and pretending Yoongi was August D, who was a fourth generation rookie idol, to please support him. And for that episode, it was called Archie Chwa. On the tour, which started on April 29th, so he visited Belmont Park, Newark, Rosemont, Los Angeles, Oakland, Jakarta, oh God, I don't know how to pronounce this. I think this is a city in Japan. Kanagawa, Bangkok, Singapore, and Seoul. And he also had an encore final in Seoul for 3 days. So I don't remember when the tour actually ended. I think sometime in June. And then August, from the 4th to the 6th, he had the encore in Seoul, which was all available on live stream. And then that was pretty cool too, because during the encore, he brought out the members of BTS. So day one, Jungkook came out, he performed Burn It with Yoongi, and then he let him perform 7. Day 2, Jimin came out and they performed their version of Tony Montana, and then Jimin got to play or perform Like Crazy. And to day 3, Namjoon came out and they performed Strange together from D2. And then Namjoon also surprised all of us with an unreleased, unfinished at the time song. So that was nice. A lot of people also theorized that the way he had the order in the songs that he performed, Burn It, Tony Montana, and Strange spelled out BTS. And then it was also very emotional because especially the last day, I did watch the last day. Jin and J-Hope were there. They got time off, so they're in the crowd, you know, just supporting their member and brother. And then that's also when we got a reveal of Yoongi's 7 tattoo, because for the longest time, and the running joke when they got their tattoos is like, where is Yoongi's tattoo? And the way he did it was just so like, it was so Yoongi because he was trying to play it cool. He's like, took off his jacket, pretending it was hot. And then everyone started screaming, so the camera was on his shoulder. He's acting like coy, like, oh, why is everyone screaming? It's like, sir, you know why we're screaming. And it's also really sweet because where his tattoo is on the scar where he had his surgery for his shoulder. So yeah, I cried a lot that night, especially after I was like cursing him out and then crying at the same time.
Oh my gosh.
But we love him. We love him. And then so after his final concert, of course, you'll notice a theme where like they'll do their activities. And I guess when it seems like they're done with their activities is when the announcement for enlistment happened. So the next day it was announced that he started his process to start enlistment. And because of his injury, he is doing civil service and not like active duty. So his service is going to be a lot longer and he will be the last member to come out. So he officially enlisted on September 22nd and he is predicted to come back around late June of 2025. Yeah. So wishing him the best. He is basically doing like, I don't know much about the civil service, so I don't know what he's actually doing. But yeah, I don't know if he can even go online either, but we won't hear from him until then. But let's get on to D-Day.
Hey guys, so pretend that this is in the original recording. I tried my best to make sure I listed every song that they released while they were on break, but I forgot one. Of course I forgot one. So in June, on June 15th of this year, Yoongi collaborated with Halsey and they did a song together for a video game called Diablo. The song is called Lilith, Diablo 4 Anthem.
Caught up in a moment, you can call it love if you show it. We just fuck things up, yeah I noticed, hear me, yeah I noticed. Step back of the moment, there's no trapping you in all this negativity or pace and insanity. Don't dwell on the past, it's time to make a change. Look around, believe in what you see, I have returned to hell. I get too caught up in a moment, I can't call it love if I show it.
And yeah, I probably forgot about it because when I was doing my research, it's technically under Halsey's name and Yoongi's kind of just like a feature on it. But yeah, I really like that song. This song is kind of different, in my opinion, from what we heard from Yoongi because it is all in English, so we sing it in English. And I like the back and forth that Halsey and Suga do. She's kind of like asking him questions and he like kind of responds in his part. And then like at the end, they come together. But another thing I really liked about the song is that usually when Yoongi talks in English, his voice is a little bit higher pitched, if anyone has noticed. But he has like a really, really deep ass voice. And like when he's singing, especially in English, it is on that higher pitch. But in this song, it's actually, I feel like his lower tone, like talking voice. And it's just really sexy. Okay. That's all I really want to say. It's just, it's different, it's sexy, and I like this song.
So, with D-Day, the pre-release single was People Part 2. The official title track was Hagum. And there's also an additional music video for Agmadilla. We still don't know how to pronounce this word, which on the music video, it does have like a 19 and up warning for mature themes because there is, warnings for like self-harm and stuff. It took me a while to actually watch the music video because it goes through his journey, especially of how he got his shoulder injury and like the creation of August D was to try to kind of help him cope in a way. So, and that theme is also like he tells the story throughout his tour concert. So I'm ready for the DVD because I forgot a lot about the VCRs. But yeah. D-Day. All right, Macy. So for your number 5, which I already know this is wrong. I can already tell this is going to be wrong. 5, I put People Part 2 featuring IU. 4, I put Life Goes On. 3, Hum featuring J-Hope. 2, Hagum. And for your number 1, I put Snooze featuring Woo-Song from The Rose and the Ryuichi Sakamoto.
Okay. So, I mean, you're not terribly far off. So, my number 5 is People Part 2.
I didn't go. Nobody doesn't know anymore.
당신은 무엇 때문에 슬픈 걸까? 사실은 두려움이 큰 거잖아. 함께 미래 그리던 우리는 없고 쌓은 모든 성들을 부셔버린 것은 우린걸. 승패가 없는 게임이라지만 난 언제나 게임 루저. 모든 걸 주겠다던 우린 모든 것을 부셔. 그리고 떠나지 사랑이던 사람이든 모두가 이기적이기 때문이야. So far away you're gone.
Oh, okay, because I almost replaced that with a different song.
Number 4 is Huh.
그래 인터넷 세상과 현실을 깨달아라 현실을 살아 live your life 다들 정신 차리라고 전부 기사대기들 백백들 다들 깨끗한 측은력 없네 부디 네 똥부터 나 책책해 수많은 기사와 가십 정보와 시대 속 각인 현실의 시공창이라면은 벗어나 길에 내 절실히 너를 살리는 What the shit do you know about me? What the shit do you know?
Dang it.
Number 3 is D-Day.
Future's gonna be okay, okay, look at the mirror and I see no pain. I die for real till the D-Day, but it's gonna be okay. Time for some paycheck and I'm riding downtown. Switch, over, time taking it on. Future's gonna be okay, okay, look at the mirror and I see no pain. I die for real, as karma gon' be coming back for me. Time for some paycheck and I'm riding downtown. Switch, over, time taking it on. D-Day's coming, it's a fucking.
Do you know what? That's the song I was going to put for your 5. I almost replaced People Part 2 with D-Day. And dang it, I should at least kept it on here, though. I knew you would have liked that.
Number 2 is Snooze.
바람들이 바람에 사무쳐 휩쓸려 갈 때 괜찮아 지나보면 모든 것이 추억이고 수업이 돼 잊지 마라 세상은 네 내심이 그리 길진 않아 남의 논란에 절대 웃지 말게 또한 그 순간이 올지 모르니 너의 성공은 목소리자 족쇄가 될 거거든 또 외출 타는 기분들이 너를 옥죄일 거야 그냥 크게 웃어줘 세상이 떠나가듯 그냥 버텨줘 당신이 어디 있든 당신들의 꿈들이 꿈들로만 남지 않게 언제 어디서든 날 당신들을 응원할게
Really like that song. I really like Woo-Song as well.
Your number 1 is Hagum, isn't it?
No, my number 1 is the I'm a Gadala song.
Oh,
Hagum's not even on there.
yes. Dang it, because of your rap.
Yeah.
I knew I should have put that on your list.
I do like that song. I like that whole album, but
Yeah.
when I have to pick and choose, you know.
Understandable. Dang, so Hagum's not even on here. Okay. So what do you think mine are?
Okay, so I put your number 5 is Life Goes On. Number 4, I put Hagum. Number 3, I put D-Day. Number 2, I put Huh. And I put your number 1 is the same, the Ama Gala.
Okay. I know someone's listening to this, like, why can't they pronounce this name right? Okay, so you did get my number 5 right, which is Life Goes On.
Life goes on, life goes
you said number 4 was Hagum, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's also correct.
어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금 해석되는 자유 개소리는 out 표현들의 자유 어쩌면 누군가의 조금 달고 또한 자유 일런지 당신의 판단과 추측이 확실한 신념들이 있는지 당신의 자유와 타인의 자유가 동일하다 믿는지 그렇다면 주저 말고 올라타봐 금지된 것들로부터 해봐 각자의 취향조차 이해들을 못하는 불행한 이 시대를 살아가는 이들을 위한 이 노래는 금지된 것을 푸는 것뿐이지 허나 자유와 방종의 차이지만 부디 구분하길
So number 3 is actually where I have Agmadala.
그래 참 별의 일이 많았지 길가에 너무 심장치가 저리 전하지 못했던 내 사고 소식과 스케줄 중에 걸려 온전한 아버지의 가난 소식 최선의 선택들이 맞아섰길 그 또한 모두 지나가 버렸길 그래서 이 수많은 고통은 날 위한 것일까 끊임없는 시련은 날 죽이지 못하고 다시금 나는 연꽃이 피워내 최선들의 선택
Number 2 is actually where I have Snooze.
Okay.
I really like that song. Did you have that on my list?
I didn't put that one on your list, no.
다 괜찮아질 거야 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 Dream 그대의 창조와 삶의 끝에 함께하길 Dream 그대의 자리가 어딜지라도 관대하길 Dream 결국 실현의 끝에 만개하길 Dream
Okay. Yeah, I kind of find it as like a good comfort song, good reinsurance song. And I like the message behind it because I know he kind of uses it as well for like the juniors after him because, you know, they didn't have seniors when they started their career. I also think it's low key like a comfort song for like his inner child. So yeah, speaks to my inner child as well that things are going to be okay. And my number 1 is Hom featuring J-Hope.
Okay.
Whatever you do, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, whatever you have, no matter what you know, no matter what you make, 난 너에 대한 모든 부분이에요.
Yeah, it's a great song. Love that song. All right, moving on. So speaking of J-Hope, we're moving on to J-Hope. Real name, Jung Ho-seok. I can never pronounce his name correctly, so I know I butchered it. Also known as Hobie. I really like calling him Hobie, so I mostly refer to him as Hobie. Also referred to as Hoba. Yoongi calls him that a lot. I think the other members too, but you'll mostly hear Yoongi calling him Hoba, which I think is adorable. Also known as Jay. When he comes over to America, we refer to him as Jay. That's his F-boy persona. I'm also going to start calling him Jack from his album because my God, the like 180 switch I was not prepared for.
Right.
And I have a feeling we're going to get more of Jack when he comes back. So yeah, I'm going to start calling him Jack.
Okay.
So he was born February 18th, 1994. He is an Aquarius. His BT21 character is Mong, and it's very important because Mong is the one that had, you know, a significant, like, he's important for this year before he left. And also his representative emoji is a chipmunk. It used to be a horse, but then it changed to a chipmunk for many reasons. But it also goes into Mong as well. So he was actually the very first member to release a solo project. I believe we also talked about it, but it was talked about during the Festa dinner and then was officially announced through Hybe the next day. So in 2022, the pre-release single was More that released July 1st. And like I said, everything shifted because I don't think anyone was prepared for More. again, was not prepared. No one was calling him Hobie that day. We were all calling him his government name. That's how shocked a lot of us were. The official album is called Jack in the Box, which was digitally released July 15th of 2022. And the main track from when that was released was Arson.
Let's burn, 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 burn. It's done, 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 done.
The physical album for Jack in the Box, which is called Hope Edition, was released this year, actually, on August 18th, 2023. And it adds live tracks from Equal Sign, Stop, and Future from his Lollapalooza performance and instrumentals from More and Arson. I was going to talk about that, but I'm not going to anymore. Just know it was a mess between releases, especially with him being the first and the digital and the physical. I'm just upset he had to apologize for not releasing a physical when Jack in the Box first came out. And that's all I'm going to say about that. It's part of my thing where I just think it can't be helped because they're bigger. So people's opinions are just going to get like louder and more annoying, unfortunately. But yeah, it was just, that's where I kind of shifted and like just kind of enjoying the releases on my own. Sometimes I'll get online to enjoy them. But other than that, like I'm just going to enjoy what's given to me.
Yeah.
And that's how I move. And that's how I've been moving. So when Jack in the Box initially released on the 15th, he had also had an album release party the day before. Attendees consisted of the BTS members, except for Yoongi, which was later revealed he was sick and he was afraid he got COVID again, but he didn't, thankfully. Bang P-Dog, who is a producer and like one of their long-time producers, and a lot of other like Korean celebrities, mostly ones like the hip-hop scene, just to name a few, was like PH1, Sick-K, Tiger JK, and Yoonmi Ray, Jessie, BB, Hyuna, and Dawn, and a lot more. I'm sure you can find online who was actually all there. And he also appeared on IU's Palette, and the episode dropped July 28th of 2022. 2020 was also a big year for J-Hope because on July 31st of that year, he made his debut like as a solo performer by headlining the US festival Lollapalooza in Chicago. And that was very important because he was the first Korean artist to headline a major stage at a major United States music festival. So yeah, congratulations to J-Hope on that still. And the whole performance is on YouTube. So he performed songs from Jack in the Box, Hope World. And I know he performed Ego. And I also believe he performed Just Dance, Memory Slipping from Me. And I know he also performed a little bit of like Cypher Part 2. And then during that performance as well, Becky G made a surprise appearance and they performed Chicken Noodle Soup together. So on September 2nd, J-Hope collaborated with Korean R&B singer Crush, and they released a song, Rush Hour.
We gotta celebrate. Come again. 누가 뭐래도, baby. Hey, ladies, gentlemen, do what you wanna do, baby.
And he also performed at Dix Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve in New York on the 31st to bring in the new year of 2023. And my God, what a year it has been. So on February, I wrote down the 17th, but I actually think it was the 18th. A documentary was released on Disney Plus and Weverse called J-Hope in the Box. And it basically follows J-Hope's process, not only with Jack in the Box, but like, I think it's D200 of his performance of Lollapalooza. So you also see him preparing for Lollapalooza. And then in that same month of February of this year, he became the brand ambassador of Louis Vuitton. Before J-Hope actually left, he left us with two gifts. So one of the gifts was on March 3rd, he released a single called On the Street, and that's featuring his like lifelong idol, J. Cole. So that was really big, especially for him.
Every time I run, heaven to sail. Holy water that I scoop from the well. Fought tooth and a nail just to prevail. Monster ruthless as I move through the field. Feeling worried, in a hurry like a 2-minute drill. To make a couple mil off a lucrative deal. Selling train of thought, name
So then here's what I was talking about earlier with Mong. So for those who don't know, which I didn't know, Mong has several meanings, like the word itself. So it can mean a pony, which is why I brought up his emoji earlier. It can mean to fail, and it's the latter portion of the Korean word hope, which is huimong. So the character themselves, because the BT21 characters, they're actually like gender neutral. I don't know if you knew that, Macy. So I try my best. I know in English, like translations, they do use like masculine pronouns for them, but they're technically supposed to be like gender neutral. So Mong is a dancer and they hide their face, you know, wearing a horse mask. So it's really important because there's a series on YouTube on the official BT21 channel called Inside Mong, where Hobie basically helps design Mong's face and then like gives a little bit more in-depth backstory. And then like the reveal of his face happened on April 5th of 2023 on episode 6. And it was like the cutest thing in the world because he's like standing on the rooftop looking at the sunrise, and then he takes off his mask and does like this inhale of like fresh air. And then it's like RJ that comes in, greets them, like gives them coffee in the morning, says good morning. It's just it's so cute. If you haven't seen it, like, please go watch it. Just talking about it. And Mong was always one of my favorite characters. It's them and Koya that I really like. And I have from the merchandise the doll of Mong. So he's just the cutest thing. You know what Mong looks like, right? Like his face.
I have his head pillow somewhere. Like the pillow of his...
The horse one or his like chipmunk face? Because it was revealed he's a chipmunk.
No, the horse one. When they originally came out with those pillows, I have RJ, Koya, and Mong.
He's so cute. Anyway, but yeah, that was a very special moment for not only Hobie, but for Mong as well. I'm sure it's therapeutic for him. And so he officially listed on April 18th as an active duty soldier. He became the second member to enlist, and his return date is around October of 2024. And his Suchichwa episode didn't premiere until July 19th of this year. And I think it came out that way because he was talking about the physical album for Jack in the Box Hope Edition. So it makes sense. All right, so let us get on to Jack in the Box. So the pre-release, like just mentioned earlier, was More, and the title track is Arson. So Macy, for your number 5, I have More. 4, I have Future. 3, Safety Zone. 2, Arson, and 1, Equal Sign.
Okay.
I knew that was your top listen to last year, and I just didn't know what else to put, so I just kept it.
You're close.
Okay.
So my number 5 is What If.
I almost put that too, and I wasn't sure if you'd like that.
My number 4 is Future.
When I said I do, 용기와 믿음, 긍정의 rhythm. Always I needed to. When I said I do, be there again. 희망의 girl.
Okay, got that right.
Number 3 is Arson.
Every day I run, 멈출 수 없던 그때 그 시절. Burn it all and I want it all. 명예는 first, of course. 인기까지도 내 스스로가 과열이 될 수밖에 없던 뭣도 모를 무식한 내 가방의 원동력. When I sweat.
Number 2 is Safety Zone.
때려박히며 무궁무진한 삶을 살고 있어 다 보란 듯 응답하지만 날 돌아보란 듯 커지는 이명 세상은 빠르게 변하고 그 순간 다르게 괴로워 아구는 없듯 내 삶이 적적해져가 Oh my gosh 마음 맞춰 살아가지만 삐걱대에서 나를 위해 외치는 듯해 Break a leg in my zone 도심 속 잘 맞춰 사람도 만나지만 교통 정리가 안 된 차들처럼 이리 치고 저리 치곤 해
And number 1 is equal sign.
Please can you paralyze your mind Gotta see the other side Cause you're nothing to be kind Not so different you and I Looking for love in a different light Until we find the equal sign 우리가 쉬는 숨들
Yay. Okay, so I should have switched arson and safety zone.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so for you, I put your number 5 as equal sign. Number 4, more. Number 3, I put what if. Number 2, Pandora's box. And I put number 1 as arson.
Okay, so you were really close on this one. What if is not on my list. I really wanted to put it on there. But my number 5 is actually stop.
Okay.
정말 사람이 저래 짐승보다 못한 인간들의 행위 참 더럽더라고 심하게 말해 사람 새끼인가 싶더라고 나도 wait stop 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 calm down 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 그래 이건 원초적으로 돌아가 다시 그들을 봐 살아온 환경 교육 시스템 나와 다른 부분은 무엇인가 의제 보는 거야 하나만 인간 본연의 모습 그 하나만 please be right
It was between that and what if, and I went with stop. Number 4 you got right, which is more. Number 3, I have safety zone.
Okay, I didn't have that either.
있는데 게임 맞춰 잘 보면 안전지대가 있던데 그래 의미 없이 팔만 돌지 이가 마치 깡통 Porsche 나도 가고 싶은데 Where is the mindset 내 심리 속에서도 있기는 한 걸까 그 누군가는 나에게 아낌없이 줬을 터인데 잠시 돌이켜보기 위한 내 구루터기는 어딨나 어둠 속 안도의 한 줄기 빛은 어딜까 고즈넉한 home 아니면 점은 블루이가
Yeah, I really
Where's
like
my
that
safe
song.
joint
And you got 2 and 1, so number 2 is Pandora's box.
Jack in the box, look at my title 여러분 다 믿어 믿어보는 나 이름 Drag to the hole, jump to the headman, drag in the box. Pandora's horn, 하나 남은 희망, drag in the box. Drag to the hole.
And number 1 is arson. I am still obsessed with that song to this day.
I remember you talking about how much you were obsessed with it, so I was hoping that it hadn't changed.
Yeah, and I think I said it was in my top songs. I think it's like number 6. All right. Next member is RM. Used to stand for Rap Monster, but now it stands for Real Me. Real name, Kim Namjoon, or Junie, or Namu, which is Korean for tree because he's so big and he loves nature. And another nickname on here that I'm not going to say out loud. So he was born September 12, 1994. He is a Virgo, the leader of BTS. His BT21 character is Koya, which is a koala, and his representative,
Emoji.
right? Yes. I was making sure I was stumbling on representative for some reason. Is a koala. Although I think, especially like this year, it's kind of changed to a dog, because we even talked about this too. A lot of us now kind of compare him to like a golden retriever. But they still use a koala emoji. So it goes back and forth between like a golden retriever and a koala. Not as extreme as V with the tiger and the bear, but it's kind of like that. So on June 28th of 2022, Namjoon actually was a guest on a podcast, and I think he needs to do more podcasts. It's called the Art Bastel podcast. It's all in English too, so he's speaking in English, and he basically talks about like being in BTS, the fame, as well as like art, because he's really into art. He was featured on a single, Sexy New Kim, by the alternative Korean group Bombing Tiger that came out September 1st on 2022.
You just gotta be sorry, your shit is sour. Girl, you can give it love. How far we do the ride? 오늘 밤 널 채래. Ain't got it there, cause you heard about my time. Communication, no bit, it doesn't mean ain't no difference. 말해 move tell the possible.
On December 2nd is actually when he released his album Indigo. So he was the third member, because it was J-Hope, then Jin, then Namjoon, with the title track Wildflower.
내 분수보다 비대해질라. 저기 날아오르는 풍선을 내스치고 다져 물어 대체 지금 어때? Where you go? Where'd you show you? Where'd you try?
In the same time the album dropped, Namjoon made an appearance on NPR Music Tiny Desk, and it's on YouTube. So the same day as well, the show The Dictionary of Useless Human Knowledge, Korean, Aladu Myon, Sulde Opnun, Shinbi Han, Ingan, Chaphak Sachon, premiered on the Korea network TVN. I haven't had a chance to find where to watch this. I'm going to try to look it up, but it's of 9 episodes, and he was actually the host alongside Jang Hang Jun. And basically, it was like the synopsis I got from Drama List. This educational show investigates mankind around the globe from diverse angles and takes viewers on a trip to uncover information concerning themselves they were unaware of. It intends to analyze humans from multiple angles and subjects as literature, science, forensics, and astronomy. So a perfect show for his big brain. On December 3rd, on YouTube, and I encourage everyone to watch it, premiered RM Indigo album magazine film. So basically, Namjoon kind of does like a little sit down where he talks about Indigo, and he talks about each individual song. Because Indigo does have a lot of features, and a majority of the features, I believe, are also featured in this. So they talk about like working with Namjoon, the meanings of the songs, things like that, how they reached out to each other. And he didn't really do a lot of interviews also for Indigo. I think that's just him. He's one of those type where he just wants to drop the music and move on. So the only ones he actually did besides Suchi Chua was Zach Sang. That's on YouTube as well. This one channel called Sick Universe. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but that's really the only 3 interviews he did for promotions for Indigo. And then on December 6th of 2022, a B-side music video came out for the song Still Life with Anderson .Paak.
I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. Let's go. Now still alive, but I'm
and then there's also just like a cute little 2-episode, I don't know if it's called series, but a 2-episode thing called A Day. Oh no, it's called RM All Day with Kim Namjoon. It's basically just like a day in the life of Namjoon. You see him in his apartment, wake up at like noontime, and then go to the high building at 6 p.m. to go work and all that good stuff. I don't remember when this actual concert was held, but he had a mini concert / performance at Rolling Hall, which is a venue that's in Seoul for armies. It is very intimate because I think only about 200 people can fit in that venue. So again, very small. and it's on YouTube. So for this year of 2023, on March 14th, he collaborated with the leader of a band called Soo-yoon, and her name is Say. So hang on, am I getting it? No, her name is Soo-yoon. The band's name is Say So Nyeon. I mixed that up. And the song is called Smoke Sprite. I also really like that song.
Next level, just get me your best level, the space level. Take all my need, stop you in your dreams. Tell me more, I could die. Take all I could be.
And there's also like a little commentary from that album on there where they talk about the song, but it's all on streaming, so I'm sure you can find it on Spotify or Apple Music. He also became the first celebrity brand ambassador for Bottega Veneta, which is a clothing line. And I don't think they've ever had celebrity ambassadors before, so he was the very first one to do that. On May 4th, the singer Cold released his album Love Part 2, and there's a song on there featuring Namjoon called Don't Ever Say Love Me.
주었던 사랑이란 거짓말 이제 모두 가져가 그리고 다시 나를 찾지마. Love is a violence. You don't know that somebody someday is gonna break all of the silence. We're losing the balance. Lost all the pilots, lost in the train, lost in the city. You begging for the pity. 그냥 가져. 날 망치고 너는 또 영영 행복하렴. 이제 가져. 이제 가져. 그냥. Come to the low side.
I also just wanted to shout out Namjoon's writing credits because he writes a lot of the music. I think a lot of us know that, but he has 218 writing credits as of November of this year. So that makes him the youngest and second most credited songwriter in the Korea Music Copyright Association's like whole history of its existence. And not only like Indigo and his parts on the features I mentioned, but I don't know if you knew this, Macy, because it's not really talked about a lot, but he also did help write D-Day for August D. And then Like Crazy and Face Off, that's on Jimin's album's Face. So I'm just going to go ahead and say this now. So on December 5th of this year, Namjoon, Jimin, Taehyung, and Jungkook were all announced that they would be enlisting soon. So along with Taehyung, he enlisted on December 11th. And they're estimated to come back mid-June of 2025. Yeah. So on to Indigo. Title track, Wildflower. And like I said, there is a B-side for Still Life featuring Anderson .Paak. I tried not to go off of what you had said initially, but I think I still end up keeping the same songs. So for your number 5, I kept it as Yoon with Erykah Badu. 4, I put Still Life with Anderson .Paak. 3, I put All Day with Tableau. 2, Hectic with Cold. And I still kept your number 1 as Wildflower.
Okay.
With Jo Yoo-jin. Jo Yoo-jin.
Not as close with this one, but...
See, I knew it changed, but I just wasn't sure by how much.
Mm-hmm. So, number 5, I put No. .2. No 2. I don't know.
I'll be forever me. 필연이라 믿었던 그 모든 사고 영겁처럼 빌었던 그 모든 밤도 최선을 다할 뿐이야. 그대여서는 뒤돌아보지 마. 그 많은 파도 다 지난 뒤에 무수한 만일이 널 괴롭혀도 이젠 네가 널 지켜줄 거야.
Number 4, I put All Day.
사색이 필요해 fuck all the rhythm 사유활동을 안 주는 내 바이오리듬 언제쯤 써보게 될까 나만의 신은 살아남느라 잊혀진 dream에 너도 한나쯤 별이 돼버린 묻혀진 뭔가를 찾고 있다면 Honey it tastes like me Okay, okay, okay
Number 3 is Still Life.
멈추지 않은 정물 도피와 나의 꽃을 Give me no name Cause I'm untitled 계속 전시되는 내 삶 Yeah 그래도 삶 아직도 삶 과거는 가버렸고 미래는 모르는 두 갈래 길에서 숨 고르는 벗어나고 싶어 이 캠퍼스의 틀 어제와 내일이 내게 들인 그늘 난 그저 담담하게 live earth time 24/7 yeah baby I'm on time 난 그저 오늘을 살아 일본을 좀마저 가진 처음부터 걸어보신 no because still alive
Number 2 is Lonely.
I tried a million times to let you go. So many memories are on the floor. And now I hate the cities I don't belong. Just wanna go back home. I'm fucking lonely. 나 혼자 섬을. So fucking lonely. Somebody come at it.
Dang, yours really changed up. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and what's your number 1?
You got the number 1 right. It is Wildflower.
Oh, yay! All else fails.
얻었다 믿었던 모든 행복은 여자라 No matter what's wrong 그게 뭐가 됐건 새벽의 호흡 자락을 붙잡고 뭔가 토해내는 기억 목소리 막힌 자들의 사회 난 여전히 침묵을 말해 이건 방패 관수가 답해 모두 오해 편견들의 타겟 반갑잖아 너의 행가래 내 두 발이 여기 땅 위에 이름도 없는 꽃들과 함께 다시 별에 가시고 소확해 발밑으로 와주시고 목적 없는 목적지도 슬픈 줄도 모르고 그림자와 저 친구도
Okay, I'm surprised by Lonely because it wasn't on your. Well, it was also your first listen.
Yeah,
So
that was my first listen.
Okay.
I do not remember what you put. I don't remember what I put for you. I don't remember what your final answers were, and I feel like my list for you is very wrong.
I never said because I said give me 3 months until I pick songs.
Okay,
So
maybe that's why I don't remember.
yeah, I didn't give an answer. I was like all these songs are great, which
I
they
still think I'm
are.
wrong, but
We'll see. So what do you think mine are?
So for your number 5, I put Hectic. Number 4, I put Change Part 2. Number 3, I put Lonely. Number 2, I put Yoon, and I put number 1 as Still Life.
Oh, Macy, you were right. You were
Yeah.
wrong.
I don't know.
It's okay. It's okay. No, you didn't
How can I
know.
pick when you like them all so much?
That is very true. I actually had a really hard time picking. So my number 5 is actually Still Life with Anderson .Paak.
Oh, jeez.
in the frame, I'm moving. Yeah, I'm still alive. Ooh, life is better than the death I'm proving. Yeah, I'm still alive. But I'm moving. Just live now, don't forward. Yeah, 멈추지 않은 정물. 도피와 나의 꽃을. I'm still alive. But I'm moving. Just live now, don't forward. Yeah, 멈추지 않은 정물. Yo, I never stop, baby. Let's get it now.
Yeah, and I kept going back and forth with that one or Change Part 2 or Hectic, but I do listen to Still Life a lot more. So, Still Life. My number 4 is actually Yoon with Erykah Badu.
You keep the silence for you do something now. Yeah, yeah. You be a human till the death of you down. Yeah, yeah.
I wanna be a human before I do some art. It's a cruel world, but this gon' be my part. Cause true beauty is a true sadness. Now you can feel my madness. I wanna be a human before I do some art. It's a cruel world, but this gon' be my part. Cause true beauty is a true sadness. Now you can feel my madness.
And I thought I did expose myself when we did our Apple replay at the beginning. So my number 3 is actually All Day with Tableau.
Burn it up or garbage now. Get your ass off the bench, start warming up. We gotta fight when they say behave.
We got dynamite in our DNA.
I'ma be okay, I'ma be that way. 눈 부릅뜨고 알아서 잘 지낼게. Haters 어서 눈 감아 내 인생 꼴 보기 싫으면 원래 꿈 같은 일에 눈 뜨고 보기 힘들어. You feel me? I'm fighting all day. Get out of my way. I'm living my way.
Number 2 is Closer with Paul Blanco and Malia. Again, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that.
I see you in red the grind. Don't wake me up from sleep. I think I'm losing the grip. Everything, all the pain. Why you showed up in my life like this? You sudden, oh God, no.
I get a feeling sometimes that I can't get close enough to you. I feel it most in the nighttime, even though that's when I'm closest to you. If I could be under your skin, closer than we've ever been. We'd be closer than we've ever been.
Come all out of young in front of block, baby. Say the time, don't wait for nobody. Oh, I bet you thought, baby.
And my number 1 is Lonely.
Okay.
Rendezvous. Shot a million stars to let you know. So many trivial thoughts are on the floor. And now I hate the buildings I don't even know. Just wanna go back home. I'm fucking lonely. 나 혼자 손을. So fucking lonely. Somebody call me.
I am obsessed with that song.
Yeah, when you did your replay, I'm like, shit, I put that too low.
I am obsessed with that song. It has gotten me through a lot. Also, I call that song my, like, I don't know if it's just me or just in general, but I call that the introverts anthem. That's the introvert anthem for all my introverts out there. I know that's not the meaning of the song, but it just makes sense in my head because I'm that type of person who's like, oh, wow, I really want to go out and like enjoy people, enjoy the world. And then when I get outside, I'm like, you know what? Let me just go back home. Like, I want to go back home. But also that longing of like wanting to go outside and for someone to, you know, interact with me and love me. But
I was trying to like do errands yesterday and I walked into Five Below and I made it about 10 steps and it was so crowded in there I had to turn around and leave. And it's been a while since it's been so crowded that I physically couldn't like function in a store.
yeah.
But nope, not today.
But yeah, that is our anthem for all the introverts out there.
Yeah.
All right. Our next member is Jimin. Real name, Park Jimin. Jiminy or Chim Chim or Moochie. Don't know any other nicknames for him. I think Baby Angel used to be a nickname for him. Something Angel. So, yes. Jimin.
Yay.
Born October 13th, 1995. He is a Libra. His BT21 character is Chimmy, and Chimmy is a dog. I don't know what type of dog. He's just a dog. And he wears like a little yellow hoodie. And I believe his representative emoji is a baby chick. I don't know which one they use. I think there's 2, right? There's a baby chick head, and then there's one where they're like the chick is still in the egg, but it's like hatched. Yeah. I think they mostly use the one where he's in the egg and he's hatched. So on January 13th, 2023, Jimin actually co-wrote and featured on single Vibe by Taeyang, who is, you know, notoriously known for being a member of Big Bang. Very big for Jimin because I also think Taeyang was Jimin's, you know, like favorite member of Big Bang. So also kind of like his idol. And then in the same month, he was announced as a global ambassador for Dior and a brand ambassador for Tiffany & Co. in March. So Jimin's making that money. They all are, but still. On March 6th, his singles Christmas Love and Promise became available for digital download and streaming. I also forgot to talk about real quick with Namjoon. His first mixtape did not get released on streaming. That must be his choice, but yeah, I still have to either go on SoundCloud to listen to his first mixtape. Probably his choice. I think I've said this before. I'm not sure if he's embarrassed by his first mixtape, but yes, as far as streaming, it's really just Mono and Indigo. I had to plug that because I forgot to say that when we were talking about Junie. But back to Jimin. So on March 17th, He released a single, Set Me Free Part 2.
I got a good time, yeah, time to get mine. Hammers me roll, hell is it night. I never stop, I never stop. Yes, you with me. I never stop, fuck with your arms, finally free. I get.
And then on March 24th, he debuted with his solo album Face with the title track Like Crazy.
There's not a bad thing here tonight. Baby, don't 좋아. 있어 오늘까지만.
Watch me go, 날 적셔 밤새도록. Away, 아침도 취했어.
He was the fourth member to release a solo project. Yes. Because Yoongi came after Jimin, and that's where a lot of the debacle was like, oh, their solos are too close together, because it really was like a month apart. So anyway, I already talked about how I felt about that. And then with Like Crazy, Jimin made history because he became the first Korean soloist ever to debut at #1 on the US Billboard's Hot 100s. So congratulations to him. And then the same night that Face debuted, he appeared on The Late Night Show with Jimmy Fallon. Like I said, Face came out before D-Day, so it wasn't like before the strikes or anything. He was also, I believe, the second member to appear on Sujichwa, so his episode is episode 7 that came out on March 27th. And then Jimin did take more of like the K-pop idol route when he was promoting, so he did end up performing on like those K-pop shows like Mnet Countdown, Music Bank, and Inkigayo. And he also did fan calls to promote Face. He appeared on a variety show called Beatcoin. I know nothing about the show, but that's what it's called. And it came out March 30th. And he's also on a YouTube show called Mujin Service. And the episode is titled April Fool's Day Special with BTS Jimin, which I think is interesting. I haven't watched it, but that's the title of it. On May of this year, he also featured along with other American artists. I believe their name is called Juke. It's JVKE. I don't know how to pronounce it. I apologize. And Muni Long on the single Angel Part 1 by Kodak Black and NLE Chopra as part of the soundtrack for the film Fast X. And if you guys don't know what Fast X is, it's the 10th movie as part of the franchise Fast and Furious, which I still think they need to end it. I can't believe it's going on for this long. On October 14th, Jimin has a documentary that's only available on Weverse, so it's not available on Disney+, but it is on Weverse, titled Jimin's Production Diary, and again, is to show his preparation for Face. And there's also like a little special talk thing that I think comes with that package as well, but it's all available on Weverse, and you do have to pay for it, as well as the others. I don't know if I mentioned that. You guys have to pay for it. And so, like I mentioned, Jimin enlisted on December 12th, so a day after Namjoon and Taeyong enlisted, and he enlisted with Jungkook. So they're doing a special system. I forgot the actual term of the system they're doing, but they're basically going to be like buddies. So they're going to be together the whole time of their enlistment process. And it's estimated they'll both come back June of 2025. So yeah. All right. Let us move on to Face. Like I said, the pre-release was Set Me Free Part 2, and the title track was Like Crazy. There's really only like 4 songs on here, so I just put a placeholder for the interlude dive. So just give each other 20 points automatically.
Okay.
Some free points right there. So for your number 4, which I think I got wrong, I have Set Me Free Part 2. Number 3, I have Face Off. 2, Alone. And for your number 1, I put Like Crazy.
Okay. So my number 4 is Alone.
괜찮다 했었지만 점점 날 잃어가는 것만 같아. Day and night 반복되는 fall. Bad twilight 외면하지만 Day and night 반복되는 fall. Make it right, it's gonna
is Like Crazy.
I'd rather be lost in the lights, lost in the lights. I'm out of my mind. 이 밤이 귀를 잡아줘. 매일 밤 you spin me up high. 너를 품은 die. Let me have a taste. Give me a good ride. I'm falling, falling, falling. Always gonna be a good night.
Number 2 is Face Off.
Alright, I guess the blame is on me. 지금 내 모습을 봐. 사람 모조리 같이. 사람을 믿는 걸. 지독한 악몽이 시작인 걸. Gave you all the money, gave you all my hurt. You're my spirit party. I was fucking drunk. 피는 먹을 지난 날들도 이젠 끝인 걸. 아름다운 밤이야. 날 찾은 것 같아.
And number 1 is Set Me Free Part 2.
더 이상 아파도 숨지 않아. 미치지 않기 위해 미치려는 걸. 지나간 나를 위해 손을 들어. Now set me free. It 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 set me free.
I, for some reason, didn't think you liked Set Me Free Part 2 that much.
Oh, I get a lot.
Now I know.
the Set Me Free. It's so good.
Yes. Okay, before I keep talking, tell me what you think mine are.
So I put ours very, very similar. So I put 4 as Alone, 3 Face Off, number 2 Like Crazy, and then I put your number 1 as also Set Me Free Part 2.
Okay. There's only 4 songs. Pretty kind of close, kind of. So my number 4 is actually Like Crazy.
겨울 속에 비친 나이 하염없이 미쳐가. I'm feeling so alive, wasting time. I'd rather be lost in the lights, lost in the lights.
I know I'm probably going to get backlash for that, but there's other songs I like better. Number 3, I Have Alone. I actually really like that song.
변명을 해봐도 또 눈을 감고 외면을 해봐도 알잖아 힘이 망가진 걸 되돌릴 수 없는 걸 똑같은 하루가 또 다시 흘러가 어떻게 해야 이 어둠이 끝이 날까 차갑고 쓸쓸한 불
Number 2 is where I have Face Off.
Turn on up, be sober. Burn it up, it's a fucking over. Break it down, break it down. 이건 흔한 나의 story. Get it down. 미친 듯 소리 질렀다, yeah, yeah. yeah. Put it down, put it down. 밤이 다 끝날 때까지. Get it down. 너의 흔적까지 다, yeah, yeah.
And yes, just like you, I have Set Me Free Part 2 as number 1. Because it's a great song. I feel like it's my Rocky Balboa song, getting me pumped up to, like, you know, my fight song.
Right.
When this song was released, again, the discourse was ridiculous.
Yeah, I remember there being like what a lot of hate about like the autotune that he used. But like I feel like we all know that he can sing. It's an effect.
Exactly.
Like he's doing it for effect, not because he's trying to cover up like his voice or make it better.
Which many artists do, but again, it's just the overarching hate that a lot of people have for BTS, and then each individual member have like specific ones. I know Jimin's is with his voice, but like that man can sing and y'all can stop pretending that he can't. So just like he said in the song, shut up, fuck off, I'm on my way. That song, it just gets me so hyped. I love Set Me Free Part 2. And if anyone's wondering what the Part 2 is, I believe it's supposed to be like Part 2 from Set Me Free from D2, kind of. I think inspiration, if I'm remembering correctly.
Right.
Okay, so next member is V. Real name Kim Tae-young. Just like with Namjoon and Yoongi, I don't think a lot of people really call him V, at least in the fandoms.
Yeah.
We all really kind of call him by his name. Also can refer to him as Tay or Tay Tay. Those are the only nicknames that I know are associated with him, at least. Born December 30th, 1995. I'm going to release this hopefully either on the 30th or the 31st. So happy birthday, V. I hope you're doing good in the military. But yeah, we just want to say happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Say happy birthday, Macy. He is a Capricorn, a fellow Capricorn. His BT21 character is Tata, which is like a little alien with a heart-shaped like head. And he's like a space prince alien, I believe is his backstory. And he came to Earth with the robot Vaughn, and Vaughn is supposed to represent Army, even though I think Namjoon is the one who randomly created Vaughn. So, but yeah, his actual character is Tata. And again, his emoji goes back and forth between a tiger and a bear. People go into fights about whether that man is a tiger or it's a bear. I know during his promotions, he had said that a tiger represents BTS V and a bear represents Kim Tae-young as a person. So that's what the man says. He mostly identifies with a bear, with himself, BTS, tiger. So stop fighting. Okay, so from July to August of 2022, Taeyong actually appeared on a reality series on Disney Plus called In the Sub Friendcation. So it was with his famous friends, also known as the Wooga Squad. And a majority of them he had met back when he had did that 2017 drama, Hwarang. It's always hard for me to pronounce that. So it consists of actors Park Seo-joon, Chae Woo-shik, Park Hyung-sik, and the musical artist Peak Boy. They're all featured in the show. Haven't watched it, so I need to go back and watch a lot of stuff. And in February of this year, 2023, he had also appeared in the reality series called Jenny's Kitchen, along with Park Seo-joon and Chae Woo-shik. So it's a show about them basically working in a Korean restaurant in Mexico. They're like, servers. They wash the dishes. I don't know if they cook or not. And basically like the head of that is another actor called Lee So-jin. He's basically like being their boss. And I know in the US available on Amazon Prime. I'm not sure where else it's available globally. So March of this year, he was announced as a brand ambassador for an Indonesian investment company, Siminvest. And I thought when he was first announced, because he did a fan call for that, or like not a fan call, but a fan meeting. I thought it was for like SIM cards for phones, but it's an investment company, like stocks, I guess. I don't know why he was the brand ambassador, but he was, or maybe still is, the brand ambassador. So congratulations, as well as the French luxury brand Celine, which he always wore like Celine clothing, so that didn't become a surprise to anybody. He became a brand ambassador for Cartier. I cannot pronounce these brand names. So on August 9th, the single and music video for Love Me Again was released in preparation for V's solo album. And 2 days later, on the 11th, was the release for Rainy Days.
I'm thinking about you, what to say, wishing how to find the way right back to you. On rainy days like rainy days.
Just to let everyone know, all the songs on his album have music videos for them. So on the 28th of August, Scenery, Winter, Bear, and Snowflower became available for purchase and streaming services. And his actual album, Layover, came out on September 8th with the title track, Slow Dancing.
It's about time we get it straight. Give me a minute if it ain't too late. 대충 물이 없나 봐, babe. 애만 깊으면 해 진짜 버티기가 이만큼 힘든데.
And the whole album is basically him and his dog Yotan. It's like a dedication album to Yotan.
As he deserves.
And just like cute little thing. So, and then just like Jimin, he also performed on, you know, the K-pop like shows like Ikigayo and Countdown, Music Bank, and Naver and Pop, which I never heard of. But yeah, he's on there. And I think it's the M Countdown one, where Yotan actually also makes his solo debut because he has him on stage with him while he's performing. Yotan's such a good dog because I'm proud that how well he behaved, especially, you know, with the crowd and everything. So he did a good job. He also appeared on Tiny Desk Korea, which uploaded on YouTube on September 14th. He had also went on IU's Palette and Suchichwa, respectively. IU's Palette came out on the 12th of September and Suchichwa episode came out on the 11th. On October 14th, he had his own like fan meeting of about 1,400 fans called, is it Vinic? Like a picnic, but with a V, I think. Vicnic. And he performed songs and played games with ARMY. On December 3rd, he appeared on the Korean variety show Running Man. And I already said his enlistment day with Namjoon, they enlisted on the same day. So they're expected to discharge around the same time. Okay, so let's get into his album Layover. Like I said, there's a music video for all of them, but the pre-release were Love Me Again and Rainy Day. And then when the actual album dropped, the title track was Slow Dancing. I had no idea for this one because this also is like a mood, but it's very Tay, especially with like the jazz influenced background and like the vintage, like, what is it, 50s maybe sounding of like jazz when it was popular and all that. So at least for you, I put your number 5 for Blue. 4, I put Love Me Again. 3 for Us. 2 Slow Dancing and 1 Rainy Days.
Okay.
I had no idea.
Yeah, you're close. So my number 5 is Blue.
But baby, you still blue, 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 blue.
Yay!
My number 4 is Slow Dancing.
Okay.
My number 3 is Love Me Again.
No, I don't want nobody else. I wish you could love me again, again. I wish you would love me again. No, I don't want nobody else. I wish you could love me again, again. 나만 찾고 이런 거.
Number 2 is For Us.
I'm still waiting for you. Will you change your mind? I will give it all for us.
I wish I could stay with you. I wish I could stay with you.
1 is Rainy Days.
Right back to you. On rainy days like staring at my phone, I gauge, hoping for your call lately. I've been on my own, maybe. 이젠 지난 일을 만나. Time with you was so amazing. Haven't changed, I'm still the same me. 늦었지만 우리 다시. Can we go back to the moment again?
Yay! Okay, I wasn't too off.
Yeah. Okay. So for you, I was not sure about this either because you're right. It's like a totally different vibe and it's really slow. And I'm just like, I don't know which slow songs out of the slow songs you would like more.
I get it.
I put number 5 as Love Me Again. Number 4 as Blue. Number 3 for Us. Number 2, Rainy Days. And I put number 1 for you as Slow Dancing.
Okay. So we have the same number 5, which is Blue.
요즘에 자주 내 쉬는 한숨 You're sinking me too 다 말해줘 전부
Number 4 is where I had Love Me Again.
여전으로 천천히 Make you feel better You make it forever 괜찮다 말하지 마 Said I'm alright Said I'll be fine I'm sorry 거짓말이야 떠나지 마 저리까지 마 그래 나 솔직하게 다 말할래 너는 매일 어떤 사람 어떤 곳에 몇 번씩이나 뭘 하는지 널 생각해 Lost without you
3 is where I had Slow Dancing.
Okay.
What do you want? Do you not like it? Stop teasing me, girl. Now you made me leave my heart out here. 날 딛고 올라가. 다시 새로 누군가 그리운 데죠. 닮았던 우리가 먼 이유 같은 날. Maybe.
And this one was a little bit hard, because I like both these songs, but I ended up putting Rainy Days for number 2.
Make you laugh the most. 내가 이런 말할 자격 없어도 Let me make up for all the time we lost. We can start again, open all the doors. Don't tell me it's over. We can start it over. 너는 나의 Clover. Yeah, I can feel your touch. I remember your kiss. 그 말은 아팠지 and I miss you.
And my number 1 is For Us.
Okay.
Know that I'll be here for you.
You went from my hometown. It was nice to know you, and it breaks my heart.
That we give it our best shot. Now you in California. I'm still waiting for you. Will it change your mind? I'll give it all up for us.
I like both the switch ups that happen in Rainy Days and For Us, but I like the 1 and For Us a little bit better. So, And for Slow Dancing, I think I actually preferred the piano version over the original, just because I can envision the piano version being like played live of him like in an old towny, like jazz room setup and that piano solo towards the end. So I like listening to the piano version. I don't know if you have a preference or not.
Not really. I like the instrument of the piano, so itself.
Yeah. Okay, so let us move on to our last member, but certainly not least. It is Jungkook.
Okay.
And this is what I meant earlier, because especially with him promoting in English-speaking countries and the US, I know there's been a lot of especially videos of how to pronounce his name, because when I read it in English, I say Jungkook. I do, especially if I'm speaking fast. I know you're not supposed to say it like that. It's like Jungkook. So I can read it better if I'm reading the Hangul, but yeah. So I've been feeling, I don't know, not bad that I mispronounce his name, but I've been trying to make sure I repronounce it. But I think he knows, fans, especially if they don't speak Korean, are trying. But that's no excuse for reporters, okay? A lot of them are calling like John Cock or like John Cook. Like, come on now. That could go into another conversation, especially when it comes to foreign, just people in general. But if you're going to interview someone, be respectful. Yeah. So, poor Jungkook. Anyway, real name, John Jungkook. You know, nicknames are just Cookie or JK. A lot of people call him JK. I know at least this year I've also been calling him JK more because of the fear of mispronouncing his name, but it is what it is. Also, the Golden Magne.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much it as far as I know. So I'm sure everyone else has their own nicknames for each member. So born September 1st, 1997. Let's go 97 liner.
Right.
Yeah.
We're all getting old.
Stop reminding me, please. And I've been feeling it in my body lately.
Things pop that shouldn't.
Oh, for sure. I had accidentally injured myself, I think, exercising without realizing it. So it was just like, my body's just reminding me that I'm getting older. So it wasn't fun. He is a Virgo, just like Namjoon. His BT21 character is Cookie, but he's not a cookie. He is a bunny. But Shooky is a cookie.
Yeah, make it make sense.
Don't get it confused. But Cookie is a bunny. And of course, his representative emoji is a rabbit or a bunny because that he looks like a rabbit. But, you know, he's cute. And I also know he's hating us calling him cute. But I'm sorry, Jungkook, we're just letting you know that's a good thing, especially when you become like 80. You still want the baby face when you're 80. You'll appreciate it, trust me, okay? I also just think that goes into him wanting people to, you know, stop seeing him as a baby, which, again, I understand. I've talked about a million times, so. But you can be cute and, like, not have it, like, infantilized. You know what I mean? Because I started embracing when people call me cute, and I used to hate it when I was younger, so. Yeah. But we see you as the man that you are, Jungkook, and you definitely try to tell us not the type of man that you are, but that you are a man, okay? We see you. We see you. So, on June 23rd of 2022, he appeared as a featured artist on Left and Right by Charlie Puth. Pretty big song at the time. On November 20th of 2022, Jungkook had released a song called The Dreamers for the 2022 FIFA World Cup. And is the city called Qatar or Qatar? Because there's no U after the Q.
I'm not sure.
Okay, I apologize if I mispronounce it, but I am going to say guitar. Well, that sounds like guitar, like the instrument. I'm not sure.
Guess we believe it. Look who we are. We are the dreamers. We make it happen. Cause we can see it. Here's to the one that keep the passion. Respect. Oh yeah. Here's to the one that can imagine. Respect. Oh yeah.
But he performed the song at the opening ceremony, and the song is on the tournament's like official soundtrack album, which I didn't know they had, but they do. He also headlined the performance and performed the song with Qatari singer Fahad Al-Kubaishi. Again, I apologize for mispronouncing that. But Jungkook, by doing that, also became the first Korean artist to not only sing an official theme song for the World Cup, but to perform it at the opening ceremony for the event. And then there was a period where he was kind of like, you know, chilling a bit. He was on live a lot, you know, just trying to spend time with ARMY. Again, not to get into it, but that's where I think my soft spot grew for him. And that's when I was getting annoyed with a lot of fans because a lot of people were like complaining online, were like, why isn't he working? Is the company like holding him back? Like he should be doing this, that, and the third. And I'm sitting here like, this man has been working nonstop since at least 13, because y'all have to remember the training period before they actually debuted. if he wants to sit in his house and chill and veg out, he is allowed to do that as a human being and his own person. Also, he has a lot more money than y'all complaining about, because you're just gonna give him more money if he does activities. Like, I thought y'all were saying you're broke, but you're, complaining that you're not spending enough money. Right. Which one is it? Also, it's the complaining like the company works them and overworks them and they have no say-so on their things. But then at the same time saying, he's not doing anything.
Right.
Which one is it? That whole period just pissed me off so badly. I was like, if y'all do not leave this man alone, because even like when Jin comes back and even before he left, like, again, I'm at the point as my fandom for them where I will just take what I can get. I think I've gotten to a point where like I just care for them as much as I can as a fan artist, that I'm just here to take whatever they give me.
Right.
So even if Jin just also wants to chill out and not do anything until all the members come back, like, I'm fine with that. And I would have been fine with that if Jungkook also did that, because I think in a Suji Chwa episode, he revealed he didn't really plan anything until he heard the songs that I'm going to talk about later. And he's like, oh, I want to do that, because that was another complaint that he didn't write anything for Golden. And I'm just like, people just love to complain. Anyway, that was my whole spiel about that. I was just very annoyed. I got a little protective Jungkook, and I understand him better because I didn't realize how much of a homebody he was. So like, I've said it before, but I was like, if we spoke the same language and actually hung out, I really do feel like we'd be like really good friends. Yeah. More similar than I realized. Anything you want to say of what I said, Macy? I know you've been kind of MIA from a lot of things that's happened. So
I remember seeing clips of him doing his lives and stuff at home. And I think I'm surprised that people are so upset about it because of the whole overworking thing. Like, you'd think that people would want him to take a break, but if I've learned anything from the internet, is that nobody can agree and everybody's mad about something. So
yeah. So especially like minuscule things where there's, again, bigger things we should be mad about and taking actions to do. Yeah. So
I just never understood the whole like having an opinion on somebody on the internet's life, but it's fine.
Yeah, and especially like K-pop is a whole different thing as well. And I have, again, my own opinions on that. At this point, I'm like, dang, is there a way that K-pop idols could like form unions? But we're not going to get into that anyway, because now people are like, missing when he would be on like 2-hour lives doing karaoke. Right. And it's like, I thought y'all were saying he's not working. Y'all were acting like Kim Kardashian saying he didn't want to work enough. Right. I'm done. I had to let that out because that pissed me off so badly. I'm like, leave him alone. Y'all are just, people are lucky. And then I'm gonna move on. He has turned out to be, I really think he's a genuine person from just being in the industry at such a young age and probably going through a lot of things we will never know as fans, especially. So, yeah, especially being that young. And I don't know why people also still baby him. So, but conversation for another day. So moving on is when Jungkook decided to tell us that he's all grown is March 23rd when he became the global ambassador for Calvin Klein.
Yeah. I remember those pictures in the internet exploding.
I think that's the first time we also saw him shirtless. And then also chapter 2 became like when they all just decided they wanted to be shirtless. Yeah. And V on his Suji Chwa episode, he's like, chapter 2 is not about taking off our shirts. All men do is lie. Okay. So yeah, I'm sure a lot of people were missing those BT21 stickers because before they used to put stickers of like if their shirts would come up accidentally. Right. And yeah, they're like, we're all grown now. No more.
No more stickers. Don't censor my.
Still waiting on those underwear pictures. Moving on, the singles Still With You and My You became available on streaming services on July 3rd. And then he officially debuted with the solo single 7 featuring rapper Lotto on July 14th. Also breaking the internet because there was a clean version and an explicit version. So
it's the way that we could ride. Think I'm meant to win another life, so break me up another time. You're up around me and you give me life, and that's why night after night I'll be loving you right. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 days a week. Every hour, every minute, every second. You know night after night I'll be loving you right 7 days a week.
Not getting into discussions with that, but he was just letting us know that he is grown. So with Seven, it debuted #1 on the Hot 100, Global 200, and Global 200 excluding the US, making him the first Korean solo artist to simultaneously chart, like be at the top for all three. And he became the second Korean soloist to debut on the Hot 100 after Jimin. So, and it was also the fastest song in Spotify history to surpass 1 billion streams.
Good job, JK.
Yes. And then, like, during his promotions for Seven, he had also, he was supposed to perform on Good Morning America, New York, but they ended up having to, like, technically cancel it because there was a really bad storm that morning. But they were still able to, like, broadcast his performance because, you know, when you actually care about your craft and you take it seriously, they used his rehearsal to broadcast it because it literally looked like he was performing and not a rehearsal. Mm-hmm. So, and then they had to do a short and studio interview. It's like, instead of out in the park. That was part of my frustration earlier in my rant about interviewers and just being weird, especially for an artist. And then July 29th is when he promoted Seven on Sujichwa. So on September 23rd, he headlined the Global Citizen Festival in Central Park in New York. He was in New York a lot for his solo promos, just to let everyone know. On September 29th is when he released his second solo single, 3D, featuring Jack Harlow.
1, 2, 3D. I can touch you through the phone, or touch you through the universe, in another time zone. It's the only time I can reverse. But when there's 2 dimensions.
On October 20th, a single he's featured on called Too Much with the Kid Laroi and Central Z was put out.
If we had the chance and the time to spend, would you do it again? Would you do it again? Was it too much? Was it too much? Now you're calling your friends cause I'm gone again. When I'm back around, would you do it again? Was it too much? Was it too much? So tell me what got in the way.
Also in English, Seven was in English if I didn't mention that, as well as 3D. So his official album, which again is all in English, released on November 3rd, and it's titled Golden, and the title track for that was Standing Next to You. Ended up going back on Sujichwa on the 4th to promote Golden. So also did video calls with fans that were held sometime in November. I couldn't find the actual date. On the 7th, when the strikes were over, he was able to promote on Jimmy Fallon. And he also did the Today Show concert on November 8th. On the 9th, we got a surprise performance where he performed in Times Square. And it was live streamed on YouTube, and it's still on there. It's called Jungkook Live at TSX Times Square. And he was in front of this ginormous billboard performing songs from Golden. It was pretty cool. The lucky people who were just randomly in Times Square that day that got to see JK perform. There was also speculation, so I think people, went out and watched it. So on November 9th, through Apple Music, there is an interview by Zayn Lau with Jungkook where Zayn, I don't know if it's Lau or Low, but he basically went to Korea to the High Building. And Jungkook talked about, BTS's success, their anticipation of coming back, the solo album and its idea and its creation behind it and things like that. So this was really weird that it happened, but on November 23rd, there was a remix of 3D that dropped featuring Justin Timberlake, but it's the way it was handled, they announced the song and it dropped that night and no one ever spoke about it again. There were some speculations it might have been the original because we all said 3D was kind of like a Justin Timberlake song at the beginning. I don't know. I don't really care for Justin Timberlake. I've never heard a nice thing about him. So there was that. But then another collab happened. So on December 1st, Standing Next to You, which was the title track, came out, and it's a remix featuring Usher. And so the performance video of that just dropped on the 15th. So on Friday, by the time we're recording this on Sunday, And it features Usher and Jungkook. And we also just found out that Standing Next to You, the one featuring Usher, is going to be on Usher's album that's coming out next year before his Super Bowl performance. So that's pretty cool. And I think they really enjoyed that collab. I like that collaboration. So, and again, like I said, he enlisted with Jimin and they're going to be together on like a buddy system throughout the whole enlistment. And they're expected to discharge around the same time, mid-June of 2025.
Cool.
Okay, so let us get on with Golden. Like I said, the pre-releases were 7 featuring Lotto, and then 3D featuring Jack Harlow. And the title track ended up being Standing Next to You. This one I struggled with a lot. I had no idea. I was like, dang, it could be really anything. So it is what it is. So for your number 5, I put Shot Glass of Tears. I hope I wrote that down correctly. Number 4, I put Too Sad to Dance. 3, Somebody. 2, 7. And for your number 1, I just went with the title track Standing Next to You.
Okay. So you got my number 5 right, which is Shot Glass of Tears.
Tell me, am I ever gonna feel again? Tell me, am I ever gonna heal again? Got a shot glass for the tears. Drink, 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 say cheers. I got all these diamonds running down my face, and I ain't letting any of them go to waste. Got a shot glass for the tears. Drink, 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 say cheers. Drink, 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 say cheers.
Yay! That was a last minute ad because I almost replaced that with Hate You. So I'm glad I switched.
My number 4 is Please Don't Change.
Even if your stars align and your light is away, I'll be the same. I'll be the same. Tell me if my stars align and I'm light is away, we do the same. Could you please don't change. Please don't change. 'Cause I love you, yeah, I love you. Oh, I love you, love the way you are. Please.
I was debating on putting that on your chart. Or list. Chart, whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay.
Number 3, I put 3D.
You don't have to feel that no more. I just wanna see you like that, see you like that. So if you're ready, and if you let me, I wanna see it in motion, in 3D. You won't regret me. Champagne confetti. I wanna see it in motion, in 3D.
Did not have that on there. I was unsure if you liked it.
And to be fair, it would be higher, but I'm not crazy about the feature.
You're not the only one, and I don't blame
like
you.
his part.
I've gotten accustomed to his
I kind of just ignore it when it happens. I like the rest of the song enough that it needs to be kind of high.
I do listen to the one with Jack Harlow on it, but you're not the only one. That was another big controversy that happened that, yeah.
I'm like, why can't Jungkook just break out some of his own rapping skills? I want to hear him rap again.
Right? Because he did it at the part, and like, the only thing I'll give props with Jack Harlow's part was the shout out to Tampa. I know he's talking about the football team, the Buccaneers, but I was like, it's a win for Florida. I'll take it. Okay. That's the only praise I'll give. Other than that, yeah.
Anyway, so my number 2 is Closer to You.
Closer to you. Closer. Closer to you. Take your last breath. Tell me that's the first step. Closer with the silk dress. Feeling your warm embrace. Devil always tempting, but who gon' end the sentence? We're not meant to blend in. Blend it with your friends. Push and pull to get closer.
Dang, I was almost had that on your list too.
And then my number 1, you didn't even have on my list, is Yes or No.
Are you feeling the rush? If so, then I think I know what's going on. Now we're falling in love. Say yes or no. Yes or no. Yes or no. Are you thinking about us? If so, then I think I know what's going on. Now we're falling in love. Say yes or no. Yes or no. Yes so faded.
Damn it. I was going to. It wouldn't have been your number one, but I almost had it. Wow, I did so bad in that
I
one.
don't know, there's something about like that song, just the catchiness of it, but also I think he's singing a little bit deeper than he sometimes does, and it just tickles the right spots in my brain.
I understand. Dang it. Wow, I did bad on that one, but it's fine.
I did so bad on your Namjoon one. So that's fine.
Yeah, that's shocking because you're really pretty good.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah, okay. This one was also hard for me because it's still kind of fresh. So like I'm still kind of navigating what songs like I like on the album itself. So that's why I struggled with both of ours. But all right, what do you think mine are?
So I put your number 5 as yes and no, or yes or no. And I put number 4 as Shot Glass of Tears. I put number 3 as 3D. 2 as Somebody, and then I put 7 as your number 1.
Okay, not bad.
And in quotations, explicit.
You gotta be specific. In quotation, the explicit version. I can rap all of Lotto's part.
I had a feeling. I'm like, yeah, there's no way that Simone doesn't love that song.
Oh my god, am I that obvious? Yeah, I am. I love that music video too. It's just, let me say mine before I continue. So I almost had yes or no as my number 5, so you were close, but I actually put 3D for number 5. Like, I'm sorry, Jungkook's little body to body to body to body gets me every time.
3D. Body to body to body to body to body. You and me, baby, you know that we got it. So don't go getting me started, cause you know I get hot-hearted. Baby, oh baby, oh baby, you're making me crazy. Rain, 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 you can't fake it. You give me brand new emotion. You got me drinking that potion. I just wanna see you like that.
And I would have been fine if we just left it at that. Right. It's fine. I'm gonna keep going. So number 4, I Have Somebody.
Somebody to die. Oh, I hope to find somebody. I hope you know that somebody ain't me. Hope you know that somebody ain't me.
And it might change, but for right now, I'm still getting familiar with it. Especially that opening, because that doesn't sound like Jungkook. Because I'm like, who is this?
Switching lanes, my mind is racing. I can drive myself insane. Winter's cold, and summer's strange. Don't turn around and act like you don't feel the same. Oh.
Number 3, I have Standing Next to You. I don't know if you had that on my list at all. Okay. It's growing on me. I really like it. So.
Afterglow, leave your body golden like the sun in a blue.
Number 2, I actually had Please Don't Change.
Okay.
Life off camera, mind's gone traveler. No more sign on the satellite. Life's off camera, even if your stars collide.
And I really like DJ Snake. I listened to him a lot in high school, actually. So it brought me back to like 2015. But yeah. And yes, you are correct. Number 1 is 7, featuring Lotto, the explicit version.
Every minute, every second, you know, night after night, I'll be fucking you right 7 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 days a week. Every hour, every minute, every second, you know, night after night, I'll be fucking you right 7 days a week.
Tight to take control, tight to take your soul. Take your phone and put it in the camera roll. Leave them clothes at the door. What you ain't for? Better come and hit your goal. He jumping in both feet. Going to the sun up, we ain't getting no sleep. 7 days a week, 7 different sheets, 7 different angles, I could be your fantasy. Open up, say, come here, baby, let me swallow your pride.
Oh, yes. But yeah, I also just love the music video, especially when it first dropped, because it's like, I feel like that's how he would be, you know, chasing after girlfriend or ex after a fight, begging for them to come back. We need more of that, you know, bring back when the R&B men used to chase after the women, not the other way around. And he did it respectfully, okay? Right. Even though he was chasing her and being annoying, he still waited until she initiated that, like, okay, you're being annoying, but I still love you. Let's go home. We love a man who, you know, appreciates consent. The same thing with 3D. Right. Because he says, if you let me and if you're ready. Okay. We love a man who understands consent.
Basic manners.
I mean, it's the bare minimum, but right now we'll take what we can get. All right, let's go ahead and tally up.
Calculating.
I did better than I thought I would. I completely did really bad on Golden, but all the others, I'm surprised. I'm happy. Surprised.
Right. Feels like a high score, but I'm not really sure about. I guess maybe it's just because we did more. Like we don't. Well, no, that's about 7 isn't an unusual amount of albums.
We usually do either 7 or 6, right? I still can't get over the Jin one though. Hang on, it's taking me a bit. Okay. Want to go ahead and go first?
Sure. I have 400.
Well, I only beat you by like 30 points. So I have 430, making me the winner. That's crazy. Because, you know, I won, we did their album. So I really didn't know.
You know my BTS.
So even though we haven't talked, I still know your BTS taste, Macy.
Yep. You're just... It's like the Jin one and then me being so bad at Indigo. Because, like, I couldn't pick. I didn't know, like, out of Indigo.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
Yeah, the Jin one really helped me, so... But that was a good game. Was there any you were surprised about, or...?
Not really. Maybe the Indigo one, but I wasn't really sure what to expect, so I'm not really surprised that I got them wrong.
Yeah. I'm still upset I didn't put Agmadala and D-Day on your list because I had those as, like, you know, contenders, and I just didn't put them on there. But it's fine.
I'm most surprised by freaking super tuna being your number one.
Are you really?
I mean, no and yes, like, because, like, yes, I know that you were kind of obsessed with that song, but, like, also... It's more of just a fun song, so I thought you would pick one of the other more serious ones, but I don't know.
Nah, girl, I've been so depressed. I need a little joy in my life, okay? The world has been worlding. I need to get whatever I can, even if it's a literal 1-minute song talking about fishing. Yeah. I'll take it. Okay, guys. Well, thank you if you stuck around for this long about our special BTS episode celebrating them. Again, we are wishing them the best for their mental health and just physical health while they go through enlistment. Also just armies, you know, mental health, because I know it's a lot, and especially a lot of them use, or a lot of us use BTS for like enjoyment. So personally, especially like on TikTok, shout out to my TikTok mutuals. I do think at least on there's a sense of like community in certain pockets. So like, you know, certain creators link up with certain creators. If you can, the projects I mentioned earlier, check them out. Especially if you're newer, so you can, you know, learn more about like BTS's past. I'm definitely going to take some time throughout the year of just going through old stuff. I have tons of concert DVDs to keep me occupied, read the book. So I will be good.
Yeah.
And yeah, so, you know, we'll all wait until 2025 and then Jin will be back in 2024. Hopefully people aren't as annoying with him being back. Be like, okay, get ready to go back to work.
Right.
So let that man breathe. Also want to give Jin props because he's like in the highest ranking you can be in the military right now. So he's killing it. Whatever the highest ranking is, he is. And I think Kobe is like the 4th. So I'm sure the rest of the members are going to thrive during their enlistment time. So we just wish them the best. Anything else you want to say, Macy? I already talked about how I feel about BTS in our, again, the closing of the chapter 1.
Right.
Or celebrating chapter 1 episode. So
yeah. No, I mean, I feel like all the same, reiterating all the things that you just said. Just, I think I understand that people are sad, but this is something that's important to them, even if we don't understand it. So just let them do their thing and they'll be back. And there's plenty of content that they have in general that you can listen to and watch while they're gone. And just look forward to it. It's like ripping off a Band-Aid. They have to do it, so just go and then they'll be back and it'll be fine.
Yeah. So that's been us. Thank you again, Macy, for joining me on this very, very long episode. I'm glad we were able to get through it. So I know, and especially, I should have said this at the beginning, I know there's a lot of stuff I probably missed as well. Obviously, we're on a time crunch. If I had said everything they did, we would have been here for 5 hours. Right. We're already here for almost 3. So I already gave y'all more information than you probably needed. But you're welcome. So thank you for listening to us. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at I Was Thinking Pod. If you have any questions or suggestions for episodes, you can email us at iwasthinkingpod@gmail.com. You can follow me on my new TikTok account. Simone Says What? Yes. And I think that's pretty much it. That's all we usually say on this episode, correct? Yes, it's been a while. Look out for us in the future. I know, like I said, we're going to rework some things. And yeah, I'm always terrible at ending these, but I have been your host, Simone. That has been Macy. Hopefully she can come back, in the future for episodes. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Happy New Year also, because like I said, I'm dropping this on New Year's. So hopefully 2024 is a little bit better, but God, we will see. There's Lord. Okay, not to end this on the depressing. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.